Cybernation Uncensored.
Hey, we're officially live. Everyone can see us and hear us now. Well, hopefully. Let's check the mics real quick. Everyone say hello.
Oh, hello.
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 Greetings.
All
Hello.
right. Chat, let us know if anyone's muted, anyone's frozen. We'll try to get that fixed right away because sometimes little glitches happen. Yeah, this is our monthly Shadows of Esteren gameplay we do on the last Monday of the month. Hey, thanks PWB. Says sounds great. So we are confirmed. But yeah, last month, Phil had some other things come up, so we did have to play his character kind of in the background. We kind of had a role play session. Some things did happen. We did uncover a few things and progress the game a little, but we didn't go too deep into it because we didn't want to go too far without all of our players here. So I'll do a little bit of a recap and then we'll dive in a moment. But before we do that, let's do like we always do. Let's go around the table. Everyone introduce yourself. Let people know where they can find you online and introduce your character. Val, why don't you start it off?
Hello. Big Val. Find me at cyber_Valerie. And today I'm your Mendientis and it's Leticia. Yay.
Well done.
And you also can find me on Wednesday, the end of the month, right back here playing Phoenix. She's a hot mess.
She is hot. Yeah. Oh, and that game we have 2 new players cycling in.
Yes.
We bring in 2 new players every month. Join the Cybernation Uncensored Patreon, and you too can be in that raffle, and possibly win a Cybernation Uncensored shirt too. But yeah, tune in this Wednesday. We got the next run of that. Rocket Fox.
Yes, hello everyone. It is once again I, Rocket Fox, your second favorite person, and yeah, you know where to find me. I'm around all the places, but specifically, I have a couple shows that I produce over on Cybernation Uncensored and over on the fabulous Sirenscape on Thursdays, over there with a wonderful cast, including some fills that we may all know. And on Friday evenings, I'm over with Trooper SJP for Traveler Pirates of Drinax. And yeah, I, for the purposes of tonight, /late night, /morning, depending on where you are, am playing Morana, who is your rogue who may start shit once in a while. I don't know. It's hard to say what happens.
It is.
But we'll see.
We'll see what happens.
Rogue things.
Rogue things, exactly.
Just rogue things.
And Phil, back this month. Hey.
Hello. Yes. Thanks for covering for the very quiet Nedweir last month.
Oh no, he died.
I am.
He died. We
Yeah.
forgot to tell
Good.
you.
Okay.
He's-
Bye, guys.
yeah.
See ya.
He's
Later.
gone now.
Bye.
Okay. Bye. While I am here, I will plug the podcast that I pour my heart and soul into. That is Roll to Cast, spelled ROLE. We do a different TTRPG every season with a different storyteller and a new custom soundtrack. We drop a highly produced episode every single week. So get into that. We're doing wrapping up Starfinder at the moment. It's been a lot of fun. You also find me playing along with Rocket Fox on the wonderful Sirenscape here on Twitch. That's every week. And today I have to get my accent back because I'm playing Nedward, the Varigor.
With that addictive accent too, it's hard to not start leaning into it.
I know, once you slip back in, that's it.
Yeah, it is. All right, and Little Bones.
Hi, that's me. I'm LittleBones309. I'm an indie gamer here on Twitch, where all I do is play indie games, interview developers, and all things weird on the internet that I love so very much. Over on here, I play Bracara. You're a cultist who very beautiful, very strange, very odd, and also a little bit weird.
Oh yeah, definitely. And I'm liking the progression of the face makeup too.
It's different every
I
time.
love the vibes of it. Exactly. And Steve.
Hi everybody, I'm Steve. I'm the community and content manager over at Sirenscape, which is all things sound and ambience for your games. And you can find me on Twitter as Caldis, but more importantly over here, I am playing Eragon, who is the hunter. And I'm quite looking forward to this month because I think we might be going out into the wilds.
It might happen. You never know. And hey, I'm GM Rob Mulligan. I'm the game master here. Well, for Shadows of Esteren, it's called Game Leader, but I'm also the founder of Cybernation Uncensored. Check out Cybernation Uncensored for all kinds of gameplay and shows, tutorials, GM tips. Just way too much to mention. We have a live stream almost every day of the week. All the live streams go VOD on the Cybernation Uncensored YouTube. Then it goes out to 30 plus podcasts. Yeah. Check it out. Follow, subscribe. Would really appreciate it. Like Val mentioned, we have her new Team Phoenix Rising this Wednesday. I just put the Patreon link there in the chat too. Check that out. Oh, thanks for the follow. And Eccentric. And yeah, we check out the Patreon. If you join up there, you can get in the raffle. You can also do some voting. You can get the shout out. You can get in a raffle for a free shirt aside from the gameplay. And yeah, just Dune's coming up Sunday as well. I'm excited for that to finally be back. We're starting a brand new campaign of that. So tune into that Monday or Sunday rather, the last Sunday of the month. In fact, I'm going to put the calendar here in the chat. That has all the streams. We typically update that a little more than the social media calendars, I might add. So definitely check out that calendar. I'll try to get other things updated and synced up very soon. But aside from that, let me take a moment to give a shout out to the supporters on Patreon that opted in, the ones that basically keep pouring fuel on the fire, and the ones that I want to shout out because of the support and more. It means a lot to me. Chris Anderson, Roten, a.k.a. Renegade 420, Matt James, a.k.a. GM Reservoir Panda, PWB, Steve Barr of Sirenscape, Will Huddleston, Leaded Coffee, Cyber Smiley, Zach, a.k.a. Capricious Nature, Kevin Moreno, a.k.a. Savage McNavage, Nicholas King, a.k.a. The King Square, Rufios, too many a.k.a.s, Zeno, Jamie Minch, Joseph Holder, John Erford, Tracy Goodwin, a.k.a. Stink Palm, Raven, Alex Maxwell, Chris Callies, Ryan Anderson, Terrafan, Volpus Vox, Bronx Smash, David Payne, Oddities, Kevin, a.k.a. Crag Horse, Broken Witch, Critical Clown, Nigel, Anthony Rogers, Charles Fodel, Christopher Lee, and Daiquiri Jack. Love Daiquiri Jack's name there. You can also catch him on Thursday mornings. He's part of GM Diamond Dust's gameplay as well. But yeah, all of you are the fuel on my fire. I really appreciate you. Everyone else, check out the Patreon if you want to join up in some of the fun. Aside from that, shout out to our official sponsors, Sirenscape. Like Steve mentioned, it's amazing adding sounds to your gameplay. So many official sound sets for every game you can think of. If they don't have the official licensed game that you need, you'll find something that will fit. You'll be able to create your own. It's amazing. Free trial too. So just go check that shit out. Also, shout out to Fantasy Grounds. Love Fantasy Grounds as well as far as our VTT. Amazing stuff there, especially the new Cyberpunk Red rule set that just got implemented there. Check out some Fantasy Grounds. All right, let's get into Shadows of Esteren from Studio Agate. Shout out to Studio Agate as well. Really loving this game. It's a real low fantasy, dark horror. Check out the previous sessions. We're already up to session 4. Long story short, the team is out in the village of Braithen. They basically have been sent out here to see why the recent Varigals sent to bring supplies and trade back to Ostabai haven't come back in the past few weeks. They've sent 2, nothing. The team went out there. They found some wrecked little carts and dead Varigals. They got to the village, finding out that apparently a Fiond attack, some type of water thing coming, turning people inside out, sucking them out and killing them, and every few days. They don't know what's causing it, but they did find some flux waste by the river. They thought it was their local magientis that was sent from Ostabai to kind of help them. He was out there originally. People were getting sick. He made a filter for the water. Then he was heating up the crops so they could keep working throughout the harsh winter months, because in Shadows of Esteren and Tree Kazel, it's absolutely harsh in the winter. It lasts way longer than just one season. It's years. We're just trailing off of the end of that, where it's still cold and really messed up in the weather. But anyways, the Magiensis was fixing things, but he's getting blamed for that flux waste being poisoning the water, causing this sort of water fiend to react, which is kind of like a demon if you're not familiar with fiends. And yeah, the team has been digging around. In the last session, let's get into the character names here. I just noticed we're still on the player overlay. Let's get to the official one. Shout out to Wookie Kev, our official graphics manager over at Cybernation Uncensored, making our new overlays, and GM Mistress Winter, who makes our intro videos. But yeah, basically, Bracara did some hypnotism stuff on, who was it, Dagon? One of the...
Dagon.
Yeah, one of the little inceptors of the Magientis there, finding out that, yeah, for some extra cash, some traveling mercenary-looking randoms came, paid him some money just to, leave the waste locker open where they store the flux waste, because the Magientis is very conscious of his work there, and he knows he has to keep things kind of clean and in order, otherwise he gets blamed for shit like this. Things like this can happen. But the Inceptor basically took the pay, left it unlocked one night, saw no harm, thought, why would they take some flux waste? Oh, well, let them have it. I make a little extra money on the side. Lo and behold, looks like maybe that's where it came from, poisoning the water. The team kind of figured that out. They found the footsteps to the Magientis thing through the hypnotism of Dagon, and then seeing the footsteps also lead up north into the woods, where through the hypnotism with Dagon, they also found out that it was some mercenary types or whatever that came from Jesper Vale or from the north. You found that information out as well. But he was kicked out. Apparently the Magientis didn't want any part of it, didn't even know that was going on, instantly fired him, kicked him out. He was forced to leave town. On his way out, the team interrogated him some more, just confirming all this sort of information I just kind of went over. And then got in a little tiff in the local bar, in the local pub, through Morena, and some harsh stares and some possible words. Then it got calmed down. The elder came in and said, everyone needs to respect all of you. You have official paperwork from the king, and told you all also be respectful of the village, and kind of settled that. But through all the chaos, I think it was Morena or somebody told the village that blamed Dagon, saying that he was the beginning of what it was, maybe not the root of the problem, but he definitely started it by doing what he did. And the villagers went in an uproar and went out. You heard a commotion and left the pub to see out front that they were rushing him, and actually strung him up in the front gate where he's hanging and convulsing and dangling and kind of doing the dead man's dance, as it's called.
Yeah, that was bad for him.
While the villagers were all gathered around yelling and, throwing rocks and blaming him and such. And that's where we left off. Was there any other recap or thing that I should mention, or was that pretty good?
That's pretty good.
Any questions from Nedweir, Phil, since you weren't there last month? Or are you kind of up to date? We didn't really do too much. It was pretty much what I said. Any questions, though?
No, that sounds about right. Is the village kind of considered the problem solved for now?
No, not at all.
No.
They still wanted the root of the problem. Like, okay, so apparently he let some mercenary types or something take this flux. Yeah, like get to the bottom of it, figure it out. Like someone needs to be held responsible, and as the Morthan in the town says, be made sacrifice to this fee owned to satisfy it, to get it to stop, even though the flux has been cleaned up. But left with the dangling body, the horrific view of this happening as Dagon's just kind of dancing and convulsing, throwing up, foaming of the mouth, dying quickly as the villagers are kind of yelling at him, throwing stones and chanting, and want everyone to start off with a mental resilience check. So
I knew it.
Let's everyone roll that and give me the number as I start up some Sirenscape sounds and put us in the village. And it's like late afternoon by now, we'll say. Late afternoon, early evening. The winds are still up. In fact, I think we covered... it looked like a storm was rolling in, I think was another thing that we mentioned. Mm-hmm. That's right. Dark clouds kind of started earlier in the day. What was that?
Did you send the link for Siren?
It should be the same one that it's been.
Oh, okay.
I believe it's pinned in that chat there. Check
you
it out.
You have to roll under your resilience score, does that help?
No. Take your
add it together.
resilience and add it to a D10, and I've got the DV here in mind.
Okay, I opened it.
Okay, cool. Yeah, so you should be able to hear it now.
In Nedware?
What was it, Nedware?
13.
And What did Hagen get?
What are we
15.
rolling it with? Against the what?
15. And
You
Bracara,
don't get to know what
a 1d10, a 1d10, Leticia, plus your
And
mental
then adding
resilience.
your resistance.
Yeah, your resistance score.
I finally rolled a 1 on the die, so it's a 10 total.
Ooh, okay. So that
That's
means you
yes.
get some scarring. So basically,
Yes.
yeah, in this, I'll disclose. Nobody is fully up into, what is it, the syndrome sort of section, or the point where you really have to deal with stuff that we jumped the gun on the first session. But you do when you land on a 1, you're still going to get that scarring. You're still going to have to deal with that. So let's roll 1d10.
Morana got 18.
Oh, nice. That's good.
She's
I
seen
got
it
a
all.
15.
You got a 50? Okay. What did you roll on that one? Roll another 1d10 for that scarring, Bracara?
I got a 9.
A 9. Okay, so, ooh, it looks like the cameras went gray there while I was looking at that. I apologize.
That's trauma.
Basically a 9 there, you faint. So
Oh.
coming out and seeing all this, maybe it's that sort of hypnotist connection that you had with them for a moment. Maybe there's a slight moment of guilt that you're not used to having. I don't know Bracara's personality, but you definitely got hit with a wave of this being gruesome, and you can't handle it for a moment and lose consciousness as everyone sees Bracara fall to the ground. The rest of you seem to handle it well, except Nedweir maybe has a little bit of a reaction. But not much, a little bit. So Nedweir, however you see fit within your character's mental resilience and conditions and issues or whatever. I forget what it's called on your character sheet there.
Aegon will try to catch Bracara as she slumps.
Well, I like that.
Hold her up.
Oh, that's very nice of you.
Oh, she's gone down.
Yeah, give me a feat test there, Aegon.
Yeah, you think you're gonna try and catch her.
Oh, Lord.
This could go badly. 13.
No, that's good. That's fine. Yeah, you're able to catch her. You're right there. You're in a group. She goes unconscious, and quickly you catch her in your arms, as she's now unconscious in your arms. The rest of you witnessing what's happening with Dagon as he's quickly dying, suffocating, as the villagers are kind of cheering it on. Nedweir, you feel a little disturbed by it, but not fully, fucked up by it by any means. But it does affect you a little bit. But I'll let you all take it from here as you're witnessing him dying.
Huh. Well, I suppose I figured that was gonna happen.
I guess we shouldn't have opened our mouths that soon.
Hey, it was either him or us. Eventually. One way or the other. I'm pretty sure it would have been.
Perhaps he shouldn't have opened the locker.
Yeah, and Morana would turn to Edward. I can't imagine what he was anticipating happening from that.
I didn't think he'd ever be found. And now,
Just young, needed money.
his fate has found him. And this is what the villagers do for sport around here, so they just as soon as done that to us.
Yeah, we definitely need to watch what we say to them.
I suspect it might be time we followed the trail of the true perpetrators, and then we can get away from these savages.
Well, the
I
sooner we
agreed.
get out of
This
here,
one
the
wi-
better.
This one needs to wake first, though. Kind of looking kind of quite awkwardly at Bakira as I'm trying to hold her, staring at her from a bit of a distance.
Waking in Aegon's arms.
First time at a hanging.
Bracara is going to sort of look around a little bit confused, look at Aegon and the rest of the party, and is a little bit indignant for a moment. And I'm assuming she can stand on her own now. And she'll look and say, I apologize. I wasn't ready for that sort of sight.
Yeah. Traveling around more, you'll get used to it. Fortunately or unfortunately.
She's like pretty quiet and sort of inward, not so wildly eccentric as you might have known her to be at this point.
Yeah, and after a few moments pass, you see, obviously, Dagon stop convulsing, fully dead and done. The villagers have their time. Even after he's dead, they're still kind of throwing stones at him, poking him with sticks, yelling, cursing him. And then it kind of dies down as, groups of them kind of walk away and get tired of it. And now he's just hanging there by himself in the front, with the other two stoned heads out front of that, front of the village. A couple guards just kind of hanging out, and the village is back to normal. It's about evening time. Storm is still rolling in. You hear occasional thunder.
How long do you suppose that'll last? Their bloodlust.
Will it end? You say last as if we anticipate it to stop or change.
I've had that pound
No,
of
I
flesh.
don't
That should
anticipate it.
sate them for the night, but we should leave first storm before the attention turns back to us.
That was more the point I was making.
Yeah. Yeah, as soon as the next thing happens that they don't like, I imagine it's going to be all the next looking for some sort of a scapegoat.
They're lucky the king needs what their town produces. Else they'd be cut off forever.
For the better, I think.
Well, we have a destination, so we definitely should get some rest and stop messing with this town. And I look right at you, young lady. Causing a ruckus.
I don't see anyone behind me, so I can't fathom who you're looking at.
You! Let's all go
I'm
back
sorry,
to and go over what our plans. Go back to our little nook and go over our plans of what we're gonna do. Because we have a destination, we just gotta get there.
Yeah. Agree.
Yeah, you can do that. It's evening time. You do have the room at the inn, the Three Hair Inn. Kind of has that Celtic tri-symbol with the three hairs, hairs being rabbits. But you get back there and yeah, you see Leah just tidying up, Arwen, her mother, and you get the sounds going there as you enter, and it's a bit warmer. The wind is blocked by the shelter. There's a fire going. You can smell some more of that signature lamb stew that Arwen makes, and they're just cleaning up, doing their thing. But you're back. You're in.
Hey, can I get some stew, please? This would be two.
Oh, of course.
And then would gesture around, just indicating that probably best to get some for everyone.
Bricara will put her hand up and sort of shield herself from the idea of looking at meat.
You'll need to get something in your system.
Aye. And another round of ales to help you sleep.
Yes.
I hope it's not rude of me to say, but you look a bit more pale than normal.
Bricara will sort of glance down at her hands. She's a little bit ashamed of herself, and that much is very evident. But she sort of struggles with what that means for herself, and she'll just sort of shake her head and say, bread, if you have it, and ale.
Yeah, of course. She turns and gets stew for everyone, some ale, some bread for Bricara, whatever else anybody wants. And they have it there. The inn is stocked. They're able to serve.
Yeah, are you okay, though? You are looking a little flush around the edges. It's too Bricara.
Bricara will just sort of pick at the bread like a bird, and roll her shoulders and then say, if I had not procured the answers from this man, then perhaps I would not have seen him die in such a gruesome way.
If he'd not taken the gold, you wouldn't have seen him die. This is on him.
Agreed.
This is true, and perhaps that might help, but I just wonder if I am too eager.
Act decisively in this world. It'll swallow you up, regardless of the origin of his fate.
Well, Well,
It won't be
plus,
the last gruesome thing you see. So you
plus,
best harden yourself to it.
plus, if it weren't him, it likely would have been the Magientis or his other assistant, who truly didn't do anything to warrant that. They were going to go after someone.
My mother once said that what happens before us is of God's plan, and I can't help but think of the repercussions she faced for believing that.
Well, I'm not here
That
to...
was part of God's plan too.
Yeah, and everyone has their place in it, even if it's, you're gleaning information, as it were.
Might I suggest we stop gazing at our boots and start looking toward the horizon?
Aye.
Bricara will smile, and there is a sickly sweetness to it. And she'll just nod and say, perhaps you're right. And kind of dig into the bread and ale.
Yeah, you do that, and some time passes, and you kind of wind down the night, eat and drink, potentially streamline to get rest to the next day. But before you turn in and get sleep, suddenly in the distance, you hear a scream, and some screaming and a ruckus, and villagers, start to slowly build up some yelling. And then you can clearly hear someone screaming something about my wife, and just some screaming happening. It sounds like it's coming from the other side of the village.
Mirana's gonna jump up with her accoutrement and kind of rush outside.
Yep. Grabs his bow and makes for the door.
Bricara
What was that, Bricara?
will follow along.
I'll follow as well with my Varigul stick in hand.
Nice. So you grab everything going out into the night, which is has dropped a good 10 to 20 degrees since just coming in to eat, as the winds have picked up. You even can feel like a slight mist in the air. You can tell a rain is coming. You saw it rolling in all day. You can tell that's coming through the night. But as you get out there, you hear the villagers yelling, talking. Some are kind of hiding on this side of the big bonfire, and you can hear yelling coming from the other side of the village. In fact, let me bring up the map. Shout out to PWB. Let's bring up Braithen.
As we are heading across, I'm going to turn to Mirana, cursing that it's too early in the night. We hadn't even placed a wager yet.
Well, it's time before we get over. What do you think? I think that we're going to finally run into the water friend.
It's had its fill and it's long gone.
Yeah. A coin says it's gone.
None of you are any
gone.
fun.
Us three against you, Morana.
I don't know, I don't like those odds.
Anybody putting in? Anybody betting on that before I continue?
Yeah, I said it's gonna be gone. We're gonna find a distracted husband.
But it
Green.
was. It was. That's what I think.
Oh, that's easy. Of course it was. Who else is around here causing screams in the night and turning
Did you
innocent
see
maidens
Besides-
inside out?
Did you see what
besides
the
us?
villagers did earlier? Could be anyone.
Aye.
I don't think it's somebody pretending to be a Fionn. Can't be that.
Turning folks inside out, that's a neat trick.
That's pretty
Neat's
intense.
certainly a word one might use.
And yeah, looking at the map, you're over by the 3 Hair Inn. You see that number 3 on the map coming out to see in between that 1 and the big bonfire. Some of the villagers, like I said, hiding on the other side of the fire, looking across the village, kind of over towards where you see the workshops and smeltery and the stables and things. That's where the screaming is coming from. But throughout this conversation, you've made your way across the village over to that side of the village, which you haven't been over here by the workshops and smeltery and things before. But as you get over there, again, the first thing you notice is the intense heat and almost how over here the weather's a bit different just from the workshops alone. The tool making and woodworking and ironwork and things that they do here. But as you get in there, the first thing that you see, aside from this sort of atmosphere change, is a bunch of villagers gathered up in the center, screaming, some with some swords, a couple with swords out, short swords, one with an axe. They're kind of backed up. You can see a young man right in the center there. If you look at the map, this is all kind of happening. See the number 7? Right to the right of that number 7, there's those 2 buildings in the center of the 4. Right in between those buildings, you can basically see the husband back from that yelling, and someone save her. And then you see a woman, probably about, I don't know, 6 to 8 feet, maybe about 2 to 3 meters off of the ground, being held up, her arms back flailing, being held up by her face, and you see this sort of tube of water and mud and muck going in between those buildings, kind of through the facade and gate, and heading in the direction kind of towards that river. But it's coming in clearly through the night. You can see the shine from the reflective fire and things glowing on it, lifting that body up as she's kind of convulsing, and the guy yelling at everyone, screaming and yelling at it. Somebody save her as you enter that area.
I take it back. I will put a bet on it still being here.
Well, go take care of it if you.
Rush forward. See what happens if we whack it in the tube.
Yeah.
Free this woman.
As soon as I see this, can I go for a quick attack and try and just fire an arrow at the tube?
Oh, sure. Yeah, most definitely. If everyone's kind of taking that sort of position and entering, why don't we first have everyone... Oh, let me make sure I'm not messing up our cameras. There we go. Everyone first take on a combat position. Here, let me get that...
Oh, I'm way in the back.
Take quick as well.
This is all I have.
Yeah, we know Leticia isn't so much into combat. Hold on one second.
Same.
All I can say is I've seen this happen before.
So the options here, you're fighting attitudes. The word was attitudes I was looking for. Standard is no adjustment. If you take an offensive, you basically add your potential stat, or your potential score. You add that to your attack, but you subtract it from your defense. If you take a defensive position, you add your potential to your defense and subtract it from your attack. If you take a quick position, your potential is added to speed and subtracted from defense. Movement, your potential is added to defense, and you don't get to make an attack. So Leticia, what do you think?
Oh, I'm not attacking nothing.
Okay, so you're fighting attitude. What would you take then? I would think it would either be quick and getting out of the area, or possibly movement or defensive. Which one of those?
Where is it on our sheets?
Well, it's not on the sheet.
Oh, okay.
I don't think. Oh, yeah, it is. It's on the top there.
Top
Right
of
above
the middle of the
equipment?
second page.
Yeah, middle of the second page on the top there.
Oh, okay. Attitude and defenses. Okay.
Exactly. So
Yeah,
you
it
see-
tells you what your
Yeah, 'cause-
tells you what your scores are for when you're in each mode.
Yeah, each mode kind of adjusts your attack versus your defense. While you look at that and think about it, Agan, you kind of started it off right away, so I take it you're taking the quick.
Yeah, go for quick.
Okay, cool.
Which
Yeah.
must be at speed 11.
Oh, nice. Okay, awesome. Speed of 11.
That's straight off. I don't roll a dice, do I? That's just the straight speed off the sheet.
Well, it's kind of a homebrew. You can add a D10 to that if you like to add a little bit of chance. I'll let that be player's decision. When we do initiative here, do you want to just take your speed and your fighting attitude into account, or do you also want to roll a 1D10 and add it in?
I'm fine just taking the regular speed into account,
Okay,
personally.
let's do that then.
Yeah.
Otherwise we have to like re-roll it every time we change.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Yeah, let's go for that then. You're 11.
Also, a reminder, we do have a +2.
Nice.
2 plus
Yes.
2 plus 2s.
Cool.
Awesome. Thanks, PWB.
who's gonna
Thanks,
take quick
Stinkpong.
as well? Mine speed is 10. So
Okay.
I'll be just behind Agan.
What about Bracara? What stance are you going to take? What attitude?
Quick.
Nice.
With it would be 7, I guess, with my speed.
Okay, and Morena?
Marina's going to take offensive. That's a speed of 8.
Okay, nice. And Leticia?
I guess it'll be quick because my speed on that one is 7, but my defense is 12 on that. So my movement is more defense is 16 than 5 on speed, so I'm not really...
Yeah, I think if your approach is to be non-offensive and defensive, since Leticia isn't much of a fighter, I would suggest not to be too much a meta, but probably movement. And keep in mind the team can also offer ideas for her until we fall into our characters a little more. But I think defensive works too, where you add to your defense subtracted from your attack, so you can be more defensive. That works.
Yeah, we'll go with that then. Defensive.
Okay.
Just in case, you know.
Yeah, what's your speed stat?
5.
5? Okay, so you'll be last in that. All right, then, Agan, you're up. Yeah, what do you want to do?
Yeah, so I'm going to try and position myself in a way that, because this thing is essentially water, if the arrow passes through it, I want it to just hit into a wall or something not important, not the woman I'm trying to save. And then, yeah, draw an arrow and release the arrow straight at the funnel of water, which is a 19 to hit.
Oh yeah, that's a hit. Yeah, you send off that arrow, and it goes right through the sort of tube of water muck, and you see it kind of go in. It comes out the other end much slower, a little off target, like it was kind of deterred by the sort of water cylinder. But it goes off and hits the building, sticking in the side of the building, and the water doesn't seem to be affected at all. This Fion. Nedweir.
Well, Nedweir has kind of similar idea. He wants to kind of try and sever the tube. Obviously, an arrow goes through. That's not helping very much. But Nedweir carries 2 weapons. So he carries his Karath, which is his weighted stick, but he also carries a Francisca, which is like a short axe, it's like a throwing axe. He's not going to throw it. He's just going to rush up, and if he can reach, he's going to try and kind of cut through the tube of water, like just behind where it connects to this woman's face, right? And see if he can release her by slicing through the water, creating a gap long enough that she falls, perhaps. My attack in melee in quick is a +6. And I rolled a 1, so I got 7.
7. Give me 1 second. That's still a hit. This sort of cylinder tube doesn't seem to be dodging much at all.
It's not moving at all, yeah.
I mean, it moves slightly, but it's not like, trying to dodge or anything. Like, as you go up, you just take a leap and cut right through the tube. And as you go through, some of the water and muck kind of lands on you, splashes out. But it doesn't seem to sever the entire tube. As you cut through, I mean, it instantly kind of warps around and just keeps going as the girl's convulsing. And but yeah, it just kind of whips right through.
It's no use.
And
Don't let it touch you.
And what was remind me again your speed, Morena and Bracara? I can't remember. Sorry.
8.
Mine was 7.
Okay, yeah, Morena, you're up.
Oh, this does not seem like any.
Yeah.
So
You just seen us being extremely ineffective, so.
Yeah, I know it's all real quick, but is there, as it goes through, is there any structure nearby that Marina could shoot and try and like collapse something on top of it, like a weak, if it's going through an alley, like a weak rooftop thing, or?
No, you're not really seeing a lot of weak buildings or anything like that. I mean, obviously, if you had some type of explosions or time to really work at the buildings, but yeah, there's nothing. Yeah, those buildings are pretty sound. They're pretty structured. Yeah.
And remind me, is there anything attached to the funnel? Is it just
the Fion, the water?
Takes off behind some buildings.
Gotcha.
Heads towards the river.
Yeah, it seems to cut in between the buildings and in between the palisade wall and kind of head off into the woods.
It like squeezes in between the logs of the wall.
Mm-hmm.
Is it possible to hold I have an idea of what I want to do, but I want to.
Yeah, you can hold your turn.
All right,
Sure.
want to hold, but Marina has a crossbow, kind of trained on this situation.
Okay. Yeah. And now we're over to this water Fionn sort of thing. Nedwir and Agan each give me a 1d10. Let me know what it is.
2.
What did you get? Sorry.
2.
2. And Nedwir?
2.
Oh, you both got 2?
Yeah.
Oh, roll
Okay, we
again.
good.
Sorry. Roll again. Sorry.
Oh, good.
This is fine. I'm sure this is fine.
This just happens for the rest of the session. This just keeps happening.
No way.
Just getting twos. That's it. That's how we end the game.
I've
We
got
both
10
got
this
10s.
time.
You both rolled 10?
Do you hear that? Yeah.
Yeah.
Roll
Y'all-
again. Oh my god.
3.
2.
2. Okay. Yeah, as you're standing there and you take the shot with the arrow, Nedwir runs up with the axe and cuts through, landing back at the ground as Morena steps back, pulling out her crossbow. You see part of this Fionn kind of break off and just come rushing in between the crowd and just come straight at Agan, just going right at him. And Agan, you see this thing just coming directly at your face. Give me 1 second.
Oh no.
What's your defense?
On quick, so my defense is 10.
Yeah, this basically just rushes right up into your face, just hits your body, knocking you back a couple meters with the force of it as it just hits your face, and instantly you're suffocating. You can't breathe. You're drowning in this as it just starts forcing itself down your throat as you're fighting. No matter how you pull at the water, it's just this muck and water is hitting your face, covering your whole face. Now you can't even see. You're suffocating basically. And do you have any 1 second, what's your any reduction to the damage based on your what you're wearing?
I do, yeah. So the defense, again, that's just a flat number, isn't it? So I don't
Yeah, exactly,
roll to
yeah.
that.
But
Yeah.
you might have like your
I do have armor. I'm just trying to find
Yeah,
the
what would that
sheet.
be?
Sorry.
because I've got the difference
Oh,
in the
no.
number based on
Oh,
attack,
le-
but this reduces that ultimately.
It just
We do
says
have
leather
another plus
tunic
2.
1.
1.
Yeah.
Okay, that's not bad. Based on what I rolled, only 4 points of damage. Get through after that minus. But it's hitting you and it's suffocating you. It seems to be constant as it's attached to you, Agan. And out of desperation, you're not able to get it off of your face, knowing that like each round this is going to be an issue for you. It would appear. Bracara or Morena, who's holding her turn, but Bracara, it's over to you. Morena, feel free to interrupt at any time if you want to interject your held turn. But Bracara, it's your
Yeah, would it have been possible in the moment when it starts coming over for Marina to shoot at it to see if she can maybe break the bubble and make it splash around, or
Yeah, you can do that. Yeah, go for it. Give me your attack.
Yeah, I will. That is a 15.
And this is with your crossbow, so you're using your shooting,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Okay, nice. Yeah, that's a hit.
Yay! It's a 2 damage.
And yeah, as that goes through, you see the bolt from the crossbow just kind of bury into the head of this tube of muck water coming and just kind of get lost in the muck as it just hits into Agan. And maybe a few moments later, you see the bolt, a few meters down from the tube fall out of the muck onto the ground.
Agan!
Bracara. Hagen's
does
being
Bracara-
lifted up off the ground at this moment.
Oh, jeez.
Does Bracara see any like torches that she can grab off of a wall nearby?
Oh yeah, each one of these workshops have torches and
This is just a wild guess on how to deal with this thing, but she's gonna try and grab one of those torches to fling it at this tube of water.
yeah, you can do that.
Okay.
Give me your throwing. You should see shooting and thrown. So use that thrown feat,
Okay. So that's
and that'll be in addition to your combat weight.
so that's a 9 total.
Plus
with
and a 1d10 as well.
Right. No, so that is with the 1d10. And then do I add my attack to that or my speed to that or anything, or no? That's just it.
No. Just your that would be it. Your throwing plus
Okay.
your combat plus your 1d10.
Oh, plus my combat would be.
Well, that might be added in there on your sheet.
I think so. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
In your
That is
combat
it.
average, you have.
Yep, I math.
close
Otherwise, you would
combat,
have a
and
discipline. Yeah.
Yeah.
Once
No,
you pass 6.
that's it.
Yeah,
That's
but that's enough. You grab it and you throw this torch as it goes and it hits the tube of water, and you basically see it kind of sizzle, and some steam kind of come out from it, and you see the water cylinder kind of like turn away from it a bit. It would appear that did a little bit of damage to it, and in that moment, Bracara, you thinking of doing this, it's like when that steam pops out, you almost have like a weird sort of deja vu moment. I'll let you think of that unless you want me to meta that, but I think you know where I'm going with that.
Yep. Can Bracara shout out something to the rest of the
absolutely.
group? Yeah.
Please do.
She's gonna shout out fire. It's weak to fire.
Yeah, you can. The steam reminds you of those dreams you've been having where you were suffocating and then
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of came out of it with steam.
The moment you said steam, I was like, oh,
I think Ergen's going to be having those dreams now.
yes.
Possibly. But
It's okay.
And Lutetia, over to you as you see all of this going down that I just described, all within seconds. What are you doing?
I run and grab. I heard her say that, Bracara, and I'm like, all right. And I just grab one of the torches and just kind of run. My throw is so weak that I actually have to run up to it. I have a
Please
0.
be careful.
So my little silly
our
ass
girl
is
is so
gonna run
brave.
up to it and
What's
just
your-
gonna throw it.
Yeah, what's your
I'm
move?
scared.
My move, my speed is 5.
Yeah, sorry.
But
Yeah.
my shooting and throw is 0.
Yeah, well, you can still make a roll even if a feat or a discipline, you know what I mean? Even if you don't have a stat in it or whatever, you just take your ways plus a 1d10. But just for the sake of streamlining, yeah, we'll say Lutetia, even especially taking that defensive stance, kind of taking a step back, maybe you can grab that and run up and try to take a swing, especially since this thing has now come over towards your group, attacking Aegon, lifting up. You don't have that far to run, really. So yeah, give me your close combat. So whatever your close combat feat is, which is probably just not as
0.
just as bad as your throw. It is
This will be fine.
Lutetia.
This will be fine.
It's Lutetia. We'll mind, but she's trying to help. She's doing.
Remember,
her
you've got,
fine.
you've got those plus
Fine.
2s. You've got those plus 2s.
You have
Oh, yeah.
That's true.
So what do I throw? Okay, +2, and I roll my 1d10.
Yeah, look at your close combat. What's your number there?
It's 0.
Yeah, but it should be attached to your combat ways. What's your up?
Up in the ways, combat,
Combativeness, yeah.
Combativeness,
First one.
sorry.
First.
combativeness.
Aegon ends
Oh,
up lit
a
on
1.
fire.
Oh, 1. Okay, not much better. I'm sorry. Okay, yeah. So roll a 1d10 plus that 1 plus a +2 if you're using a +2, and let me know.
Yeah,
what it is.
use it
But it's a
+2.
little
so
better. Just
Okay.
to be fair.
So give me a 1d10 and add 3 to it.
4 plus a 3.
A 7? Okay, nice.
Yeah.
That's enough. You run up and you hit this thing. Instantly, the torch fizzles out into the tube of muck water sort of stuff. But it sizzles out, and you see the tube kind of move. You're noticing it doesn't seem to be doing a lot of damage, but it is affecting it.
Working. We just gotta keep doing it. Get the villagers to help. What are they doing? Standing around?
Nothing. They're doing nothing. They're useless.
Okay. This is.
And Aegon still suffocating. Nedweir, back over to you.
Do you want combat stances for this round?
Yeah, if you're changing them, by all means, yeah.
mine the same.
Yeah, I'm going to take offensive. Now we know how to hurt it. But if it's round to me, I am going to try and chivvy the villagers. They're all still kind of gawping in the way that everyone's just suggested, and say, "The bonfire! Everybody, grab as big a brand as you can!" And I'll as I say that, I'll do that myself. I'll go to the bonfire and try and grab out as big a flaming stick as I can, and then kind of rush. Sorry, village lady, but Egan's my friend. I'm gonna rush to try and save him first.
She's
gonna
gone now, man. She's not even there
with kind of burning thing in hand. Instead of trying to plunge it in and kind of it go out, I'm gonna try and sort of force it off him without losing the flame. Do you want like a relation roll to kind of
Yeah, I was gonna
Cool.
say, you know, I don't want to roll too much because we don't want to take away from the great ideas and stuff. But let's do a relation roll just to see how many. Because no matter what, some of the villagers, they hear you, they're backing you up. It's a great fucking idea, you know. But give me that relation. Let's see if you rally all of them or just some of them.
So my empathy is
any of
5
us
and my
help at
relation
all?
is 3. So
When it's your turn, yeah,
8.
absolutely.
8 plus 9, very nice. So 17 on my relation roll.
Oh
Rousing.
yeah. All of them are
Wow.
paying attention. They're like,
Inspired.
they're onto something. The visitors, and they all start grabbing planks and fire, and they're kind of going towards the tube. And you make your way over to Agan and start, you know, putting the fire towards it. As you see the tube kind of let go of Agan, just as you see more than a dozen villagers doing the same thing, and at once you see steam coming out of the tube, and this tube fluctuating in Agan. It pulls off of you. It still is able. Hold on, give me 1 second. Nope, it doesn't do any more damage except for that initial run, thanks to Nedweir and his move, and it just pulls off your face as you fall to the ground, collapsing to the ground, gasping for air, and this thing withers back through the planks and off into the darkness of the woods, and the villagers are all standing there.
Did I just hear you say it pulls off his face?
Yeah.
As in his face is now gone?
Yep, that's exactly what I meant.
That's a real shame.
Did the
Damn.
whole
I like
creature
that face.
retreat,
I was
or-
really attached to it.
Sorry, Egan.
Oh, I'm not
Sorry,
quick
did the
enough.
whole creature
Hold on,
retreat or
hold on.
just-
Give me a second. You got to give me a second. I didn't have it ready.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you. Okay, moving on. I just had to do the little rim shot and Sirenscape.
Ours isn't working at the moment, so I couldn't hear it.
Oh, I gotta
Yeah,
send
I
a
need
new
a
link.
new
I think
link.
I started it before everyone opened the link. I apologize. I'll stop it on break. But yeah, Agan drops to the ground as this thing removes itself from his face and retracts through
Oh, okay.
through the barricade into the
I
darkness
don't know if
of
that's
the woods.
worse or not.
Is part of it still attacking the woman, or did all of it retreat?
No, all of it has retracted. The woman's body falling to the ground, and some of the villagers gathering around her, trying to tend to her.
Ooh, good thing I didn't do what I was first gonna do. That's an out-of-game statement. My bad.
No, I like keep it in game. I like it.
Oh, well, I guess she made it out.
Letitia, Bracara, thank goodness for your quick thinking.
I think Precarious been dreaming about this. I feel like a deja vu with her.
This is what you've been dreaming about?
I told you.
Precarious, this is awful.
Agan's still throwing up mud and muck and water. Like, Agan, you've got to, you know, you're coughing it through your lungs and stomach. It's horrible.
Bricara's gonna go over and try and roll him on his side if he's still down, and give some hearty back slaps.
Put a stick in his mouth. I think you're supposed to put a stick in his mouth.
Oh, God.
No, don't do
When
that.
Moina says
Rely
about
on
it being
it.
awful, I will kind of like slam my fist on the floor in agreement while still coughing and retching and
Yeah, no,
being
she's
sick. And then to this comment of sticking my mouth, I am definitely turning my face to the floor.
yeah, no, she will. Bricara will not put a stick in your mouth. Instead, she'll just sort of like hunch over and sort of just try and help him get the rest of whatever muck and grossness out.
Yeah, you do. After just a few moments, you know, Agan, you're back to normal. Well, somewhat normal. You've thrown it all up. You've been able to get it out of your lungs with the help of Bracara as well. But obviously, there's remnants in your stomach, in your throat, in your mouth. Like, it's muck, it's water. It tastes like old stagnant water, and you know, it doesn't taste like normal water. But yeah, you're somewhat back to normal. You can breathe at least.
As he gets to his feet, I'll hand him like my water skin, as he may not have kind of thought to it.
I think
Thought to
Precarious
like wash it out.
will shout to one of the villagers nearby. You! Go back to the three-hand, grab some ale, something. Lots of it. Lots of it.
I do have a water skin, but I will gladly grab yours off you. Fight for you. He'll just down the water skin, spitting most
You're
of
not
it
meant
back
to.
out.
You're not meant to eat the ants.
Yeah, I've never seen that done before.
A couple villagers are already back from Morena saying that with some ale, and you can hear them talking amongst themselves about the visitors. They saved us. They saved her. They seem to know how to deal with the fields. Oh my God, thank you so much. And they come back with some ale, and all of a sudden the vibe is
You're
changing.
welcome.
And they bring Aegon some ale. They even give the rest of you some, and they're just all praising you.
Now listen. Fires around the edge of the village every night
And keep it burning.
inside the walls. If you have any tar or pitch, you'll need to seal the palisade walls.
You heard him. Let's work on this. They all start gathering up, and within a moment, you see Elder Endrick coming out. He comes from the other side of the village. I'm sorry, I was out. What happened? And some of the villagers start filling him in on everything. Oh, thank you so much for helping us and figuring this out.
Yes, of course. Quick question. Did he emerge from a different side where the Fiend left from? I'm just right now thinking of like a Batman situation where you don't see Batman and Bruce Wayne the same.
Yeah, he's coming from the side of the village where his home is, and over like where the Three Hair Inn and that side of the village, not the workshop
Okay.
side, but the living quarters side, opposite of the river.
Okay.
I'll bring up that map one more time for chat. Shout out to PWB for hooking that up.
I think Marana would say, kind of under her breath, once the villagers have gone to start put fire around the edges. Well, hopefully at this point they'll stop going on and on about how all visitors must die, etc., etc.
Yeah, you see Endrick delegating to the villagers as they're grabbing torches, they're starting to gather supplies and wood, and they're kind of delegating to each other in groups to try to get this handled, and they're starting to try to build up a sort of fire barricade every so many meters, and you see them gathering tools and working through the night on this now.
Letitia, you're Magienza's friend. Will he have anything that will help keep the fires burning? It might be a good show of faith to the townsfolk if they see him coming to their rescue.
Yeah, definitely. I can go talk to him and try to make him feel better to help his little town out.
For Kara, if your dreams gave you insight onto how to deal with this situation, what else has happened in them?
Prakara has like fully shifted into this very like reserved person, and she's very thoughtful. She sort of knits her brows together and will say, "It's vague what the dreams tell me. I wish I could give you more. I can only hope that tonight God speaks to me again."
Yes, indeed.
Maybe we should go talk to the Magientes of the town and see if he has any torches or anything he already made to keep it going, because they're not going to be able to stay up all night by themselves,
Yeah,
feeding the flames.
Yeah, I really like that idea. I think that was real clever of Aegon. I think Leticia, being also being a Magientist, could see the worth in that. And you talk to him, and it doesn't take a lot of convincing at all. Obviously, he wants to help because of being blamed for everything. So obviously, he talks about his heating nebulars that he invented and created to kind of keep the crops warm through the winter months. I could boost these up. They have a sort of a danger zone range I don't reach because it could burn the crops. It could burn things, and it sounds like this is exactly what's needed. I could do this. I could help the village, and they'll see what these Magiensis inventions can do.
Let's do it.
Yeah, and he's very, very into it, and starts bringing some more of his heating nebulars down, working with the villagers. And yeah, Aegon and Lutetia, you see the villagers, kind of treating you all like, I like how Kragorst says, they probably are still shunning strangers, but you guys are kind of considered family now. You're considered part of the village. You see a definite difference in the way that they're treating you, and they're actually like looking up to you now, not just official from King Note, but now have helped save the day. And you see a definite difference in the way that they're treating you, and they're actually like looking up to you now, not just official from King Note, but now have helped save the day. And now you see them actually working with the Magientist as well because of Aegon and Lutetia coming up with this idea. And they're setting up the heating nebulars. They're working on these sort of torches around the village to kind of try to protect it from the Fion. And that's what they're working on through the night. I think these are great ideas, yeah. So the rest of you now, unless there's any other ideas to contribute to help them, it's getting through the night. Maybe it's time to turn in. Otherwise, any other ideas?
Real quick, was the wife who got dropped, who was getting taken initially, is she okay? Is she unscathed for the most part?
Yeah, same thing as Aegon. You know, she lots of throwing up and them dealing with her, and you see a bunch of them kind of carry her off too as she's coughing and gasping for air. So obviously she's getting some type of medical attention.
What kind of role does she play in the village?
You could try to find out. It looks like she's just some type of worker. She tends to the crops. Her husband's a toolsmith.
And just going off Marana's superstitions, but also my own. Where is the headman's daughter doing all of this?
Yeah, you don't see her. She didn't come out.
Okay. I will note that for mentioning to Marina later.
Good thinking.
At some point in the evening, just wonders aloud. I wonder if these Magientists could make a way to project fire. A fire thrower, if you will.
Oh,
Yeah,
we can do
Wouldn't that be
anything.
something?
Your
We
brain's in
can
the
come
clouds.
up with anything.
Given enough time and enough of that, what do you call it? Flux?
Yes. We could always see how much flux you'll give up. But we could definitely make something to... If I have my glasses, we can make anything.
If only we had time. I still think we need to get after those mercenaries who started this whole thing.
Sooner the better, even though our current standing grants us some protection here.
Yeah, I think it might be kind of good. Does anybody have any skills in craft?
A little bit, yeah. I've got
I do.
a base of 6.
I have 7.
I've got a point in craft, but I've got a really low creativity.
It's not great.
What's your base in craft?
Just 1 point in craft.
Oh, okay. Well then, yeah, Lutetia and Nedweir, why don't you each give me a craft? I like the idea that, and it makes sense that both of you, we're coming up with these ideas with the Magientis in a way to kind of make, keep the heat, so it's not just like a flame that can go out. And you're thinking of crafty things. Give me those rolls. Give me your craft.
What do you want me to roll it with? A 1d10?
1d10 plus your craft plus your creativity.
Creativity.
Yeah. So your creativity weighs plus your craft.
9.
And I think, Lutetia, I think on your sheet we already added up your...
Yeah, that's my... Yeah.
You have a base number, just add a 1d10 to it.
Okay.
What did you get, Nedweir?
9.
9 total?
I got a 14.
Nice. Yeah, Nedweir's coming up with the ideas. Lutetia's perfecting them. You're able to, think of a way to kind of get into the workshops and work with some of the tool making smelteries and let me see here what they have in here.
I wonder if these bellows could be used to push the flame.
Yeah, I'll say that Lutetia is able to kind of rig up it would have to be on a sword or an axe, some type of like melee weapon, but she's able to kind of encase some of this flux heated by maybe like the coals or the molten sort of metals that are used in the tool smithing, and somehow the flux kind of keeps it heated to where like maybe the edge of the blade can actually be heated, almost like a red hot poker, kind of kept with the tool smithing, the forges, PWB. But a sort of portable way to craft
Imagining
craft it to a weapon.
like a rough kind of blade, or basically like a stick of metal, like a metal rod, with some sort of like Magientis device attached to the hilt that just basically like feeds heat into it from like a little flux thing. Does that make sense?
Does
that sound like...
Absolutely.
Does it
Yeah,
sounds great.
I think Lutetia crafted that. You're just going to have to give me your Magience roll. So take your Magience and do a 1d10. Not now, but when it's time to activate it. And you only got to activate it once, and then it's good to go. But if you fail that, it doesn't turn on the first time. You gotta work on that. But just keep that in mind. Also keep in mind you have +2s.
What are we calling it?
Great idea.
What do you wanna call
I
it?
like that. I think Nedweir and Leticia should name it since they came up with the idea. Unless somebody else has a good name for it. I think.
Whilst you're
Henry?
working at the workshops, Leticia, I will also ask you if you can wrap some of my arrowheads so that they can be lit with pitch.
I think that's a fine idea that we're
Nailing
for
it.
hers too.
I love
All right,
that.
roll for the craft.
Yeah. Anybody with craft, at least, I'll allow that.
15.
Yeah, that's enough. Yeah.
Brilliant, thank you.
What do you? Anybody else?
Me.
15.
Yay! I was gonna say I need an adult for this.
Yeah, and definitely chat. Come up with some ideas for the device name. I think that's pretty cool. They came up with it. They crafted it. They've got it set up. Just got to turn it on, get that flux working for it. And luckily, Leticia has a lot of flux that she purchased in the past.
Yeah.
She has a lot of those canisters.
Cartridges.
Yeah, cartridges. But yeah, you're able to do that. Anything else before you head back to the 3-hair inn?
Rakara's already there. She's not stopping by any workshops. She wants
Fire saber.
to take in all that has happened this evening.
I think that's fair.
Nice.
Gonna
Yeah.
go do her
Heat
worship.
saber.
Flame tongue.
Sparky.
Flame tongue. Sparky.
I like that. I like these. Well, we can think about that too. As you turn in and you get into the 3-hair inn, there's a fire going. It's a little more quiet as Arwen has turned in, but you see her daughter still there kind of picking up and cleaning. Some people outside still going about with tonight's excitement. They're still working on the walls in the village itself, but it's getting late. Unless there's any role play or conversations to have or anything else to go over, I'd like everyone to turn in and we'll get to the next day.
Yeah, let's sleep.
I was just going to say, I will sit by the fire for a little bit because I imagine I am soaking wet from that attack.
Absolutely.
And you're kind of starting to smell a little bit ripe.
Yeah.
Yeah, we don't want you near us.
Smells like mildew.
Ew.
Gross.
So I'll probably
Smells like
hang some
pond
of my
scum.
hang some of my furs down in the common room so they can dry overnight, which is going to smell lovely in the morning.
I like that. Yeah, you do that, and everybody turns in, gets some sleep as Aegon dries out his gear. And let's take our 5-minute bio break. When we get back, we'll start the next day, everyone waking up. Chat, don't go anywhere, and I'm going to leave the mics hot like I always do in case team wants to talk about any plans and chat wants to get involved. We'll be right back. Don't anybody go anywhere.
Oh, I got Bailey over here snoring.
Good. I'm very excited for a very serious Rakara.
Yeah, that'll be
She's
great.
going through it right now. She's like, the fucking dreams came true. I knew it. I knew it.
All those
You're
years
all
of
in my
ridicule
face telling me, I
vindicated.
told you.
Right?
Hello, what did I say? What did I say?
I told you God was talking to me. None of you believed me.
And now who looks like a jerk?
Now who's the fool? Ah!
So cocky, so cocky. Where are you going, Joe? I'm out of my corner of my room, so now I'm in the bigger part. And it's really weird.
Do you like it though?
Well, I set it up earlier, and I forget that the dogs have a routine when they walk in the room. And right when I set it up, Bailey walked by and knocked my other monitor and broke it. So I feel bad because she feels bad, but it wasn't her fault. I put that in her rotation of her movement.
Yeah, poor little puppy.
Yeah, so luckily we had an extra monitor, or we wouldn't have been playing. So now I'm in the middle of the room, but I think Joe will have to get up there.
It's 16 minutes, so I should both on.
Okay. And it's cute because if you look behind me, that's their bed. You see it?
Oh, snoozins.
A huge bed. Oh yeah.
Little baby. Oh, don't me do it.
I got a twin bed on the. That's their bed. A twin bed.
Do they
I thought
just they all
spoiled.
snuggle?
Oh, I snuggle down there with them too. It's comfortable.
As you should, as is right and proper. We have one of those big dog beds that has like the blanket attached to it because our dog likes to sleep
Oh.
under blankets. Except Pavi, our older cat, has kicked everybody out of that bed and has claimed it for herself and is living her best luxurious life.
That's funny.
She is so she used to be a stray, but she is like this. She is the luxury cat. She
Oh
likes,
yeah, she found
yeah.
it. She's like, yes, this is what I've been missing my whole
Oh.
life.
Some millennials who don't have kids. It's perfect.
She's like, yay.
I love this.
I wish our boy dog got along with cats. There's a cute somebody moved out and left their cat behind. It's kind of
Aw.
sad. So it lives in our yard at night and during the morning, hunting all the gophers. So at least it's living its best life in our yard. Bailey loves the cat, doesn't mind it. Joe wants to put it in his mouth. It's like,
No, it's not a toy.
yeah, he's like, oh, what's up? Want to play? I'm like, no, you can eat the cat by accident. Get it out of your mouth.
Luckily, our dog is very little. He's like a little Dachshund Chihuahua mix, so he's pretty small. And our little cat Lilith likes to bap him, and he just takes it. He's just like, okay, fine.
That's sad.
It's really sad, but our older cat likes him. They like cuddle him sometimes. Our
Bailey.
Lilith is just like scared of everything.
That's how boy dog is. He's scared of the world, but yet he's 100 and something pounds.
Yeah.
He's scared of the world. It's like, what the
Poor
hell?
thing.
To be
Oh,
fair, the
God.
world is a scary place.
It is.
Yes.
Well,
Yeah, he's big with that gate in
vampire.
front of his face, and then as soon as that gate's out of his face, he's like, nope.
Yeah, no. Pavi's very brave. Lilith is terrified of everything. Lilith knows nothing but luxury. She knows nothing but like a happy, comforting home where she's had nothing but love, but she's terrified of people.
Well, that's what Bailey was. She was, she was on the street till she was 9 months old, and that's when we got her. So she's our, tomboy, rough on the street girl, but she loves to be with her belly rub and comfort.
Yes.
But definitely she can scrap. Boy dog has never lived outside of the house.
Yeah, that's funny.
He is such an indoor cat, as I call it.
I'm telling you, that's how Lilith is. She doesn't know anything but like love and happiness and joy, and is terrified of everybody.
You never know when that could go away, when it could all change.
Right? Well, it works out now because she's scared to go outside, so I'm never worried about her like getting out. Because both the girls are indoor cats only. It's Pavi you have to watch out for. She'll try and escape.
If I open the door, Branston, he will go outside, but he'll only go on like the drive or the back garden. And if
Yeah.
he gets up to the wall, he freezes and then runs back into the house.
Oh, poor guy.
Lily, she literally gets to the door and she just hackles go up. She stands there all fours, just like stares at the open doorway and then runs and hides.
Poor thing.
Aw. She knows better. She's like, nope.
Yeah.
Getting stuck out there.
No, it's funny. When we lived in our old house, we had railing, like banisters on our front porch, and Poppy got out, and she would have escaped and gone for a jaunt, except for she's so fat she got stuck in the banisters, and I had to pull her out. She's a thick girl.
That's embarrassing for the cat.
I was luring her back in with treats, and she got stuck.
Oh
You
no.
fat ass.
treats.
Life's hard.
No, so she's really not supposed to have treats, but if I need her to go somewhere, I just shake the treats.
Fine. Yep. My water's behind me. Like, I gotta do it. Oh, I can't take my headsets off.
That's what I do. No more cloak. It's too fucking hot.
I know, I'm sweating my ass off right now.
I'm
Can't do
cold
it.
right now.
I don't-
I'm freezing
I don't
right now.
know how you do it wearing that cloak, Steve. Phil,
I'm
Rockhead,
struggling, but
myself, but Steve in
It's-
particular.
It's not that hot here yet.
I mean, it is middle of the night here, so it's not so bad. But yeah, we are getting in towards summer, so it's going to start to be fun in the next couple of months.
Yeah, it's hot as fucking here. I got a 3D printer going in here and lights and like.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
see, yeah, there you go.
With the lighting, yeah, I'm a sweaty girl a lot.
Well, I live in upside
Do you
down,
have
man,
the-
so it's getting
the on your
cooler
armpit?
here.
It is.
What did you say, Val?
I said, do you have an angry armpit? Because that's what mine does.
Yeah.
I just get one that's sweaty and
that
angry.
sweats, profusely.
Well, it's also
and the other one's
sometimes,
fine.
but sometimes we'll go out and Val will be like, I think I forgot to put deodorant on one armpit. Like she'll,
Yeah.
she'll forget one, you know.
Well, have you ever accidentally forgotten to shave one leg? That one gets me all
no.
the time.
I did
All
it
the time,
half
Rob, I'm sure. You were so eager. Yes.
All right.
Rob, don't forget we need a new Sirenscape link.
Oh yeah,
Yes.
that's right. Let me get that now. Let me
yeah.
get that now before we get back. Hold on one second. Let me stop the sounds. Grab the link.
The sounds.
Oh,
never
I just
stop.
now saw the little the 5-minute breaks thing. That's nice.
Yeah,
That is nice.
it's cool. It's a
Aw.
little break thing, and yeah,
It's fancy.
It's
It is.
jazzy.
It does what it wants. All right, the link's there. Grab that link. Let me know when everybody has it open, then I'll start up the sounds again.
I have it open.
Have it open.
Got it.
Okay. I don't.
All was Val.
I know, I'm new to the game.
Damn it, Cal.
Wait, where did my Discord go? Where did everybody go?
Robot house.
It's
Val!
gone now.
Oh, there it is. I'm like, where'd everybody go?
We're hiding.
I'm over here. All right, you got it.
Yeah, it's on.
All right, let me know if you can hear it. I'm going to start this occupied house sounds as we enter the morning. Give it a second. There we go. It's just
Yes.
starting up.
That's it. That's
All
working.
Yep.
right, there we are. Let's get back from break. Okay, everyone can see us. They could hear us the whole time. Thanks, chat, for hanging out and waiting for us to have our little 5-minute bio break and tolerating our nonsense conversations and stupid things about shaving one leg and missing an armpit with some deodorant and Steve sweating and I don't know, whatever. We're back. Let's get back into some Shadows of Esteren.
Oh,
All
it's
right.
you sweating.
Yeah. It was not my armpit and leg, just so we're clear.
Right. It's not
Sure.
all on Steve. It's not all on Steve. All right. It's the next day. Everyone got some rest. The night was actually pretty sound, and everyone, Agan can get some hit points back, very well rested in a nice bed. Everyone, the villagers, checked in on you, as a matter of fact, before you went to bed, making sure that if anybody needed anything, like completely different tone now. Everyone's kind of very respectful to all of you. But next morning, you've started up. You're eating your breakfast. I'll let you have your kind of morning role play as you do hear that thunder and storm kind of rolling in and a light sort of mist just about to start up. But I'll let you all start your morning. Go for it.
Real quick, did I have any dreams?
Hey, why don't you...
Any new dreams?
Yeah, give me your occultism check.
And how many hit points do I recover in an...
I think it's 2. I want to say.
Oh, that's cool.
I'd have to
I'd only
double check.
taken 3 anyway, so...
Okay, yeah, 2. I think it's 2 on a well rest, or it might be 4. I'll have to double check that, but at least do 2 now,
Yeah.
and we'll check by the next.
16 total.
Nice. Yeah, you do. You have a dream. No more suffocating and waking up in that weird sort of steam burst of energy and putting you at unease. It's actually a complete opposite style of dream. You don't really see anything in particular, no details, but you haven't had the weird feelings of a dream like this since maybe, the only way I can describe it is maybe pubescent sort of days, almost like you're feeling lustful in the dream. Like that sort of feeling. Yeah, it's odd. Complete opposite of the whole suffocating, dangerous feeling. But you wake up feeling odd that it was a dream like that. It was actually very pleasant. But no details though. Just that sort of feeling of love and lust, and it's just, yeah.
Oh, okay.
Well, when you hit a certain age and things start to change in your body.
Thank you for having this talk with me finally. At last, I have some answers. Okay, that is very good to know. I don't know if Bracara will necessarily outright say that.
I like that. Yeah, let's get with
Yeah, did you have any dreams last night?
Let's refer to Craghorst and PWB in the chat. I like that. Craghorst says, was steamy, now it's gotten hot. PWB says, spring is in the air. I like that. But yeah, for whatever that means,
Yeah.
whatever that counts for, yeah, a lustful dream. It feels like lust and almost like a sexual sort of dream. Haven't had those feelings since like pubescent things, like especially in the dark times and things that have happened. You know, seeing death and crazy hangings and stuff like it's definitely odd that you're
Yeah.
getting those sort of feelings in that sort of dream. But that's what you have. And like you said, maybe you don't mention it to everyone else, but you did
Not
have
yet.
that. Now back to
Yep.
the group. Everyone's having breakfast. Let you kind of role play out the morning. Go for it.
All right, everyone. Are we gonna head out to what was the town again we have to go to?
Jasper
Jacob
Vale.
Springs?
Jasper,
No, just Hill.
Jasper Hill.
Jasper Vale,
Jasper Vale.
the village of Jasper.
Wait. It's a decent travel to the north, and these mercenaries got quite the head start on us, so
Well,
who knows what we'll find.
if coming into this wonderful place was any indication, who knows what kind of reception we'll receive.
Aye, we should be on our guard.
Do we know anything about Chesterville? Like how big it is compared to this town and stuff like that?
Yeah, why don't you give me travel? I like travel. for that.
Hey!
Sounds right
Think
up
I
Ned
will.
Bear's, Yeah.
This guy.
I have a base 11
Yeah,
because I have
that's
a bonus +1 from something.
nice. Yeah, you're almost to that DV of what I'm looking for, so very good. Yeah, and for chat, Varigal, which is the character
15.
Nedware is, very much like a nomad or a traveler, so they're very much... Oh, yeah, 15, absolutely. Yeah, it comes to mind... you know, it was mentioned before, Jasper Vale, and you know it as being up north. It is about a day's travel, just over a day. Like, you will probably, even leaving in the morning, you'll probably have to camp out in the woods before you arrive to Jasper Vale. You know, Jasper Vale is an old mining town. They do mining, and they work with nearby villages. Like, they've worked with Breathen and others to supply things from the mine there at the bottom of Morel Peak. They mine from that mountain up kind of on the northeast side of that mountain. There in Tree Kazel, in Tel Kazer, like here, and yeah, it's a step up from Breathen, in that like you know they're associated. The family that runs it is associated with Tulg. Let's see, you got a good roll on that travel. Let's dig up a little bit more info on Jasper Vale. Yeah, small mining vale. You know that it's run by Reginald and Bedelia Mac Lectoral. Reginald being the brother to Princess Cortesa Mac Lectoral, who rules Tulg, which is the kingdom and the dukedom up there to the northwest. In fact, let me bring up the maps. I've got some of the maps here, and this will kind of be helpful for chat. Just bear with me because I do know that the screens go gray when I hit this. So just give me a moment, and I'll get us back. Let's see here.
I'd be mostly curious to know if we're able to, well, if Nedweir would know, are they xenophobic? Are they, like, if there's word around on, like, how they just are? What the vibe is? Vibe check.
Yeah, he would absolutely know some of that. I think how deep of information he would know. Yeah, maybe erudition, maybe.
And my erudition's not amazing. I have a base
Nowhere.
of 3.
What was
So
anybody else?
like I've been
I have a very good erudition.
Does
Maybe
Lutetia?
studied
Magientis
some-
sometimes do too.
Yeah.
How's your erudition?
It would be
I
a
have a 6
surprise
in
to you
that.
all, but I do not.
Wow.
Yeah, let's
Me
take it.
neither.
Bracara and Leticia, why don't you give me your erudition check there? And everyone else looking at the map here of Tail Kaer, you can see where Agile Morale, which is that peak there, right in the center. At the base of that is where Breathen is, the village of Breathen, which is the map I've been showing right here. If you go up around the side of that mountain that is Morel Peak, passing Friendy and in between those mountains, kind of heading towards the Sighing Forest. That's where Jasper Vale is, on the other side of that mountain they mine from. And if you further go into that, you'll see Tulg Naom, and that's the dukedom of Tulg. That's where Contessa rules. Obviously, Reginald, her brother, runs this village, Jasper Vale, this mining village. And yeah, give me Bracara and Leticia. Give me that erudition. Give me that 1d10 plus your erudition.
I got a 15.
Nice. What did
Okay, I got a 12 total.
Okay, yeah. Not much is coming to mind, Bracara. Bercaria, but Leticia, yeah, you dig through your notepads and things, and you actually have some old sketches of some of these villages, and Nedweir is able to confirm, like, oh, he's seen these as well. And again, shout out to PWB creating these for us. But you have this sort of map out of the village of Jesper and how it is in relation to Braithen somewhat. You can kind of see that on the overlay, how it goes up around the peak off to the side. But you know that they're kind of similar to Braithen in that they're an older village based on old mining and old ways, but you know that they've been brought up in modern times. You know that a magientist has been working out of there, kind of within your network of education, and you know they're a little bit more modern than Braithen in the sense that they probably have a little better funding and stuff, being Reginald runs that village, his sister being Cortessa running the dukedom of Tulg and such. So yeah.
I wonder why they want to pick on this little town, though. What would they get out of it? What do they want from this town?
Well, the king sent us specifically for this town, so maybe they're jealous.
I think it's some kind of pattern. They're maybe sowing discord up and down these villages. They may not seem the most important, but food, ores mined from the mountain, it's all important to the capital.
I mean, it is winter and times are tough.
They want
Survival
some
of
good
the
crops
fittest.
in this area.
Oh yeah, if you all look here as well at the sketch that you have, you'll see we're heading straight up the valley. About a day's travel down the road, maybe a bit more. I don't know so much about the town itself, but I know the ways between here and there.
What does this town use for trade when you barter for the ore? What does Jasper get in return?
It's beyond me. Ask the learned one with the notes on all the towns of the Vale.
Would I have that written down somewhere?
I think that could be some information you all could easily find out. The villagers are very cooperative now. The elder, especially after saving the day last night. Yeah, and you find out that the town, part of their profit margin they make off of Ostabai for tool smithing and supplying woodworking things is spent for the supplies to do what they need to do to make it. And some of that is purchased from Jesper Vale from their mining. And they have a healthy business relationship with them, and Jesper Vale needs them, they need them. It's kind of a healthy scratch my back, scratch yours sort of thing.
Food, beasts of burden, goods from the city, sort of thing, I guess.
Well, and it may not be the city unofficial. It could be some unhappy individuals.
I think that might be the better guess there.
Did anyone else catch that really awesome, low, ominous tone that dropped in Sirenscape right when Morena said that? That was really cool.
That's really good. That was good timing.
Was neat. Well done, Steve.
You can plan that.
Intentional? Question mark?
That timing was totally intentional. That's how Sirenscape
Exactly.
works. It reads your mind and knows when to drop those beats.
Some scary AI shit happening right there, guys.
Just a matter of time.
But
I,
yeah,
for one, welcome our robot overlords.
If there's nothing further to discuss, perhaps we should get our packs done tight. And our traveling cloaks on.
As
you gather up your things, any other things from the village that you want or need, or info or supplies or anything before you head out? You have over a day's travel to Jespervale, then you're out there. You're gonna have to camp out overnight. You did bring supplies that you already got in Ostabai, but before you leave the village, anything else before I take you off and you start your travels?
I get more flex from the Mendientes to ask him if he has any more. Just so that we don't run out. Because I need mine for my glasses, and now we have everybody else's. So I go to ask him if he has any.
Yeah, he does. You can buy a couple cartridges from him. Just deduct that. Look on the, I believe in the rule book, it's page 220, somewhere in there, the lower end of 220, the higher numbers of 220 where it has all the supplies, you'll see flux. But also look at your character sheet, because I do think, Leticia, before you head on the journey during creation, you purchased enough flux and you haven't really used much at all. So you might
I
not...
used one of my flux. I
Yeah.
have 3 flux left of my cartridges.
And I would like to get either a tent or at least some heavy furs to use as cover, because that was something that I think we lacked when we walked here.
Yeah,
I like that.
I
Yeah.
need more of these.
Yeah, again, look at the on the in the rule book there. You should be able to see page. Where did I say it was? 220. Sorry, on page 220. Look at those items. This village has almost anything you can think of there, just as an active village. Like thing like some tents and fabrics and some furs and things to keep warm during travel. Absolutely, Leticia, you're able to buy 2. Anywhere up to 4 more cartridges from the Magientist. However much you want to spend, it's up to you. But he has 4 available for sale.
I'll grab all 4 of them from him.
Okay, yeah, just reduce your
And
dowels.
I'll keep my because I'll keep mine my personal. This is for the group.
Yeah, anything else? Anybody else?
Bracara's gonna purchase some couple healing balm.
I like it. Yeah.
I feel like that might be necessary.
Yeah, and then I go to the thing to get some stews, some pins of stews and some waters.
Yeah, Moran's gonna get some ale, but also some food as well as more arrows for the crossbow.
Nice. Yeah, you get some more bolts for the crossbow and the essential ale. Anything else?
I'm gonna get some oil, 2 pints of oil.
Nice. Ned Weir?
2 pints. Oh yeah, cider or beer. Don't forget some ale.
Carry everything I need with me. Perhaps I'll just get some dried fruit and nuts. Bit of forage stuff that'll keep. Maybe some dried meats.
Absolutely.
But yeah, he can construct a shelter out in the woods pretty easily.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, if we want to get a tent, that's a good idea for you.
Especially with the weather rolling in too. Especially, it makes sense,
Yeah.
I'm thinking more. Me and you can make tents easily, but I'm thinking more for.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
For the benefit of our companions.
Everyone looking at Leticia.
So
She didn't even think of it.
She's an indoor human.
So it would be less a tent in our kind of modern thing. It would probably be like some like linen that's like been waxed that we can kind of draw tight and make a shelter under.
Love it.
Or thick pelt that can be just strung up with sticks.
Yeah.
Yep. Yeah, you do that. You gather up all those supplies. If anything else comes to mind as you're traveling, we can always do some type of luck check to see if they had that as well. But I like everything that everyone named. Sounds right, sounds clever, sounds needed. As you gather up those things, and the villagers kind of, they actually gather up seeing you all off, and like some of them are wishing you safe travels. The elder comes up thanking you all again. Thank you for all the advice and the planning and everything from last night. Please have safe travels, and hopefully you come back with news and we can finally put this to rest.
Yes, and stay safe here as well. Do not let the fires out.
It's going to be
Listen
hard
to
with
your
this weather.
Mendientes.
Yes,
Work with your Mendientes.
I regretfully have treated Aldon poorly for this, and we see the error of our ways, and he's trying to help, and we appreciate him. But please, safe travels, and be careful with this weather.
Thank you.
So boy still needs its supplies, so if you can, once the weather clears and you can find a way to secure your wagons, you'd best be sending what you owe the king.
Yes, no, as soon as things are able, we're back into trade. Believe me, we're hurting from falling behind ourselves. Thank you.
Fine.
And you
all fall in.
Yeah, you all gather up and head out as just in time as the morning sun does not appear, as the clouds darken even thicker, and that storm that has been rolling in fully rolls in. The rain starts to fall. You start entering the woods, making your travels, and let's set that mood in Sirenscape as you all set off into the woods, kind of following the path of the river as it heads north towards Jespervale. I would imagine Ned Weir mostly leading the way. Aegon either with him helping with the travels or holding up the rear. But why don't you all kind of describe your travels, and then we'll role play into it as you do some traveling.
Yeah, I think last time I had Aegon was kind of almost pathfinding slightly off the trail, but behind Nedwin, so kind of using my bush knowledge just to kind of keep an eye on the surroundings.
Yeah, I think Rana last time was pretty far at the back, so I'd probably do that.
Yeah, I'm in the middle somewhere, still being really curious on everything I'm passing by. Just touching, looking, and still just observing everything
Love
of
that.
nature.
Don't touch that.
It's so wholesome.
That's
So
poison
I'm
ivy.
gonna try and take us down a side road, somewhere that's basically off the beaten track. We're not trying to follow anyone anymore, but being kind of undetected would be good. And side roads are also they're a bit quicker as well.
Oh yeah.
They don't look like much, but at one point, Ned will just halt you guys on the main road, and he just kind of gaze into the forest for a minute
What'd you see?
before nodding, and then just taking you off what seems like just into the brush. But within a couple hundred meters, you see that actually it's like a deer trail. And it's actually kind of easy walking that does snake through the woods, but there's like no way you would have seen it from the main road. Yeah, he takes you down that. So now, we are following the main road, but now we're kind of deeper into the woods. It kind of encloses around us, and we're still getting soaked, but we're kind of slightly more under the canopy of the trees. So it's more of the roar is kind of hushed by the woods a little bit as we go down this side road.
I'd like to think it feels a little more peaceful too. On the main road, maybe you're a little on edge, always looking for other travelers, other things. You're on the main thing. Now you almost feel like you're on your own little secret path. It only, like you said, it's like a deer path, and it just feels a bit more peaceful. Like you can travel a bit more safely over here.
My special ability.
I can see why you're the guide, Nedweir.
Oi, they'll always be used for Aragles.
I never would have known this was back here.
That's how we like it.
Now, Letitia, put that down. No, don't taste it.
What?
Letitia, no!
That one's poison. This is the one you want.
What is it called? I want to sketch it out. What is it called?
We call that one a brown cap. Yeah,
Don't
have a
encourage
taste.
it.
Brown cap?
See,
I put some
it looks the
Now it's
same.
gonna
See
keep
the little
going.
fronds underneath the cap.
Rocket, I tried to put some in her mouth. Try it.
No, I prefer to know a little more about someone else gathering my food for me. Not you. No offense.
Well, everyone should try it.
Bricara will hold her hand out. She trusts Leticia.
Yeah, I give her some.
Bricara will sort of look to the rest of the group and just shrug her shoulders and pop it into her mouth. She's still feeling weird, but just kind of is on a new mood.
Yeah, I kind of needed to ask you what's going on because we haven't talked in a while. Anything going on with you? We haven't talked in a while about your dreams.
Yes, did you have any more?
Is Bricara trying to hold back the sort of, maybe she might consider an embarrassing, lustful dream or something, or would she hold that info back? Is this a sort of, do they need to do a perception check to see if they can contest it with you and tell that you're holding something back? Or would you reveal?
She's not embarrassed by it per se, but it is an intimate feeling, and something that she doesn't necessarily want to share with people who are kind of like strangers, except for Leticia.
Yeah, why don't you do stealth, and everyone else who's asking right there, do perception. Anybody can do it. You all are traveling in a group, You're all chatting with each other.
Yeah, there's no real whispering with each other.
Exactly, yeah.
No.
Relation?
Yeah, perception. versus
Okay, yeah.
Rakera's stealth. Yeah.
Well, I did my best.
What did you get?
A 5 total.
I got a 9.
Hey, thanks,
9.
Diamond Dust. I think that's the second
Should've used
negative
the
2,
plus
right?
2. Ooh. We'll give it a negative 2.
Hey, someone's got to help
7.
the game leader.
I got a 10.
Nice. Okay,
Ooh,
yeah.
nice.
Sounds like almost
Everybody knows.
Yeah, everyone you're seeing Rakera's normal sort of pale
Flushing
skin
a
and,
little bit.
you know, contrasted with the black makeup and cloak and her outfit. Like, yeah, she's turning red, her cheeks. Like, the second Leticia asks about the dreams, you can tell something's up. Everyone can tell.
Blushing in the snow. The rain.
Yeah.
Perhaps we've stopped under like a overturned. There's like an overturned tree, and it's got like the roots are there, and we're like huddled against them, and like taking a snack when you ask. So we're all like
I
gathered
like that.
around.
Yeah,
Nice.
good. Does anybody specifically call her out?
Yes.
Oh,
That was
Who
quick.
got the biggest score? Who got the biggest score?
I think,
Well, who's got the personality to call her out instantly, I think, you know?
yeah.
I think everyone would see it, but somebody
Rana.
would have the mouth, you know?
I think we all know who that is.
You already said it.
So, this dream? Anything helpful to us? Anything you don't want to share?
Rakera is very much like back to the wall. And she doesn't like meet the two men in the group, their eyes at all. And like she is trying to look dead ahead at you. And says, it was a sort of dream that leaves you yearning.
What, like hunger? It was about food?
No, not that type of yearning.
Judging by the colour of the lass's cheeks, it was a good one. I can elbow you.
Oh!
She's gonna shoot you like a death glaring and like
I see you do have normal dreams.
Yeah.
You do have normal dreams sometimes.
no.
Well.
This was not a normal dream. This was God speaking to me again. I just don't know why he would send me such feelings.
Well, maybe
I
God
tell
crush
that
on
to
you.
the young lads who wake in a sweat as they come of age. Tell them it was God that spoke to them.
I'll have you know, I'm far from virtuous, but it is unsettling, untimely to have such dreams.
I think a little victory under your belt makes it very seemly.
Well, maybe God's trying to tell you something. Something interesting. Something
Perhaps it's
very
his reward.
interesting.
Aye. Perhaps it's God's reward for a good job well done.
Are you gonna meet someone?
If God sent
Maybe I
you
should-
visions of the steam, and now he's sending you lustful dreams, maybe your luck's in.
Maybe it's my luck, or maybe Leticia's right. Perhaps there is someone ahead, but I don't think that this is a necessarily a romantic endeavor. But I have
It really is.
my charms that can be used in our favor.
Yeah, evidently I need to start communing more with this God of yours as well.
That's funny.
She's sort of a little bit embarrassed at how she's not necessarily like a prudish woman, but if you have such a dream, that's and people are suddenly asking you about it.
Oh, yeah.
No matter
And
who
these
they
are all
are.
new, and these are all new friends too. So it's
Right.
Yeah.
I mean, to be fair, Erg is taking pleasure in this because he knows how much you made him squirm when you did the
Oh,
same
yeah.
thing to him.
Yeah, well, okay. And that's why he's getting the nastiest of the looks. Does he show that he is showing great pleasure in this?
Oh yeah, he's got a big beaming smile. Like I say, he was elbowing you a moment ago.
Oh, that was a mistake. Rakera is going to get very close to you. And she's going to sort of turn on that charm as best she can. And she will say, listen, not often do I find myself so close to a man these days. But
Privacy.
should you keep making great jest of this, you might see yourself more sore than delighted.
We'll see, lass. We'll see.
Marauder would turn to the others. Privacy. I think this warrants privacy. Should we go to the other side of the route?
I think it warrants getting back on the road before we get too distracted. We need to find a place to make good camp for nightfall.
Bricara just wants to hit him in the nuts. That's all she wants.
Yeah, and Nedware, I'd love Nedware, as you're kind of bringing up, let's get back to travel and make sure we find a place to camp before night. Give me a general perception as you're kind of checking it out, as Bricara and Aegon are kind of teasing each other and getting into it, and the rest of them are picking out the dream. And while you're doing that roll, I want to answer PWB in chat mentioned, was Bricaria herself in the dream, or was the dream supposed to be that of another? The whole thing had no specifics. It definitely didn't feel like her. To her, it was just this general feeling of lust, something involving lust, and she, there was no details. It was just odd for her to have that feeling. But Nedware, what kind of perception did you get?
9.
Oh, okay. Yeah, nothing in particular.
Yeah. Everyone loves it when the story leader says that.
Fine. Everything's fine.
Everything's fine. Nothing.
Everything's fine. There's not
As you were.
Yeah, there's not a dumpster fire about to happen. There's
No.
I'm kidding. Bronx Smash, thanks. There's another +2 for the team. But yeah, the rest of you are kind of
Taking that.
yeah, you could have had that. But yeah, Nedware kind of pulls you from the teasing moment, saying we should continue on with travels and find a place to camp before nightfall. I like that.
Yeah, it's not like a grumpy. It's like, okay, all right, enough fun. Let's go.
Okay, kids.
I'm glad that you guys were having fun. Bricara was miserable.
Well, everyone gets a turn at that.
Yes.
Aye, to the road.
And yeah, before nightfall, I've got to find a good sheltered place in the lee of a rock, or somewhere out of this wind and rain. Because by the time we want to start a fire, and yeah, it's going to be hard with all this dampness about. We're probably damn soaked.
Oh yeah, absolutely. You guys are so.
We're up in the hills. Is there any kind of caves or anything that we can maybe find?
Oh, I like that. Yeah, give me. Let's do a luck check. We haven't done one of those. Just give me a 1d10. Everyone, give me a 1d10.
7.
10.
5.
I got a 10.
Nice.
9.
Yeah. Nedware?
10.
Oh, wow. Okay, yeah. Well, Bricara sealed it. Nedware confirms it. Yeah, Aegon came up with the idea. Nedware's looking around. And Nedware, you find a path that kind of heads a bit more to the west, cutting back over the main path, going off into kind of the base hills that would lead to the base of Morel Peak, the mountains there. And you find, an old cave. It looks like it might have been the predecessor to a mining, where they were kind of tapping into the mountain before they found the Morel mines that Jespervale uses. They tapped into different parts to try to find resources, not finding any, but there's these kind of abandoned starter caves and tunnels. And you find one perfect. It goes in, maybe like 30, 40, 50 meters deep enough to be secure. No one would know you're in there. You see the rain. However you want to describe it, you got it. You guys had such great luck. You're safe and sound there. But I do want to add, on the way there, when you cut over the main path, you do find a couple cairneys, which are kind of those rideable, they look like goat horses. They're kind of very large goats with these huge horns. They're very common in Tree Cazel and Shadows of Esteren. But you see these cairneys. It looks like there's one dead on the ground and 2 others gathered around it. And it looks like they have some harnessing on them. Like they were, harnessed at one point or something. But one's dead, 2 others. I want to note that as you're passing on the way to the caves. Do you want to just pass that, keep going? Anything in particular as you see that, or what?
Do we have
Can
them?
we obtain them?
I already started walking over towards it because I'm nosy.
All right, it's happening.
I went to pets.
I'm just like,
I
ooh,
wanna
why is
ride.
one dead? And there's harnesses on these. What is going on? I've seen these in books. Let's go. And just start walking towards it. Not
There
even
she
paying attention.
goes.
Hey, night is falling. I want to strike and find a cave before nightfall. Oh,
Yeah, but
she's
think how
gone.
many more nightfalls we can avoid if we all have transportation.
I've
Why-
done spook them. They have a mighty kick.
I'm not.
Yeah, you creep up. Two of them are gathered around. They kind of, snort and make the typical noises as you approach, kind of noticing that you're there. But they don't move. They seem very comfortable around people and humans. You can tell that they kind of have harnesses hanging from their face. Not saddles or anything like that, but harnesses, like maybe they were hooked up to carts or something like that. You know that they're known for transporting things, pulling carts. People also use them to ride and transport as well. But two of them are standing there. There's one dead on the ground. And as you approach, that's what you notice initially. Yeah.
How did it die? Can I inspect it?
Yeah, sure. Inspect it. Give me, I think,
Natural
yeah, I was
environment?
gonna say natural environment would work.
Yes. Good at this. I'll take a +2.
And I'm feeding it some bread. That's
So
what I'm
that
feeding the two
is-
live ones bread.
Nice. Give me
10.
relation, Leticia.
18 for me.
Nice. You distinctly can tell that the one dead was mauled by a bear. With that roll, you can tell the claw marks. However you want to figure it out, a bear killed this thing.
13.
Yeah, well, it's
And
got to be.
and you also notice on the harnesses some varigal markings and some Ostabai insignia. And Lutetia, the Caranides, both of them come right over to you and start eating the bread like they're getting along with you. But Nedweir, that's what you notice, yeah.
Wild animals. What do you think, Egan? Most likely a bear.
It looks to be. How far are we from? These aren't from where we've been.
Look, the reins are marked with variable signs. They're out from Ostabai. Must be part of a caravan.
Well, considering how much the previous village loves visitors, I would wager they were not from there.
Oh, it looks like city traders.
I would say Nedwer would be able to connect the dots to the wrecked caravan varigal transports that you discovered on the way to Braithen. Like maybe when those got destructed, water on the ground, blood and stuff, these Caranides broke free and traveled off down the path. At one point, one got mauled by a bear. I think you could connect those dots with the rolls that you've had, yeah.
This
we
might
can't-
be the very last vestiges of the doomed caravan sent before us.
We can't take them back to the town, which we don't have time for. We should remove the harnesses, set them free.
So
Oh.
for free, could we use them?
We could take one with us, surely. Ease our burdens.
That makes sense to
Me
me.
to leave one alone. I'm
Well,
a
if
little
lo-
sentimental.
They do seem to get along.
Well, maybe you can rope them together and just kind of have them follow us, right? At the very least, they're worth money.
Yeah, and besides, you know the moment you leave one into the wilderness like this, it'll be the meal for something else.
Yeah, I feel better if we just take it with us. We can drop them off in the next town. We can sell them.
I have a length of rope. Perhaps just make a lead out of that.
Is there anything else? Any supplies on the dead body? Anything else?
No, just these three Caranides. The one dead one mauled, the other two with some, harnesses hanging like they were attached to something at one point. Nedwer absolutely can strap them together, get them kind of pulled up. I would imagine Nedwer maybe has worked with Caranides before in previous travels of supplies. You're all able to kind of get your supplies on them so no one has the burden of carrying things anymore. And they absolutely get along with Lutetia feeding them. If anybody else wants to do some type of relation check, you can do that just to see if anyone else also has, control over these or a relation with you.
Bricara just wants to pet them.
Sure, yeah. Either way,
Gently.
everyone give me a relation check if you want to try to interact with them, yeah.
18. Definitely worked with these before.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, even more than Leticia. It seems Nedwer even seems to know some variable commands that gets them to interact in ways like like a trained pet would at times. Maybe some simple
Like,
things.
He
it's
knows
like
these two specifically.
No. Oh, that's Bill
It's
and
like a
Fran.
series of
Yeah, obviously.
Yeah.
I got a 12 total. I just want to pet it.
Yeah,
That's all I
you go to
want.
pet and actually shun at you. Maybe it's
Oh.
the occultist background or something, but
No.
they don't seem to respond well to you that much, Bracara. It's yeah. What about anybody else, Morena or Hagen?
It
No,
did
I-
not go well. It's not worth talking about.
Okay, yeah. Then
I think
Nedweir.
Morena's just gonna stay away from him.
Okay, then back to Nedweir. Yeah, what were you saying?
So yeah, Letitia and I work together, but I do a series of kind of like it's like clicks. It's like, and they respond to that.
Nice.
Slightly
You
weird
have
sounding.
something caught in your throat.
No, watch this. And the two, like, their heads perk up and they come forward.
Oh.
There you go, Letitia. Offer them the back of your hand. Let them get your scent.
Go ahead and give it in my hands.
And
Yeah,
while
they-
she's doing that, I'll rope them together while they're kind of eating bread from her hands and like enjoying her company.
Nice. Then yeah, moving forward, we'll say that these two, they respond well to Leticia. They take commands from Nedweir. They don't respond well to Morena or Bracaria or Aegon, unless Aegon didn't do a relation check, in which case in the future
no,
you
I-
can always.
Yeah, he's not interacting with them. He's more concerned about the bear attack and freshness of the corpse.
Absolutely, that makes sense. But okay, that's where you're at, and you make your way over to the base of the hills after that. Just as the rain is thickening, the storm is getting worse, just in time, you make it to these sort of tester caves. And like I said, you guys had such great luck. I would even say you find dry wood inside from old workers that you're able to get a fire going. Any other ideas? Like, you had such great luck. This is a great spot for you to camp out.
Is it deep enough that we bring them in with us?
Absolutely.
Get in here.
I just put together just a really loose and easy screen at the front, just to kind of give a bit more shelter from the wind
I like
and
that.
to stop our firelight.
I'll just do a cursory check for animal bones. Check there is no like it's
Bear
not a
living
wild
in-
animal
Yeah.
den.
The bear-
We
you brought
haven't
the other ones
stumbled into
here,
the bear's
cool.
den.
I think that's smart.
This is where the bear lived.
Yeah. No.
Yeah, exactly. That's my worry, right?
No, I think that's very smart. And again, you had such great luck. No, you don't. You just find
Yeah.
maybe some old tools, like I said, some dry wood to be able to do a
Yeah.
fire. Yeah. Really good luck.
Just doing I knew our luck was good, but I was just doing a bit of due diligence. Make sure we
Absolutely.
didn't.
If you don't, you
into
know
a
what's gonna
bear den.
happen.
That's
There's gonna
right.
be a
That's
bear.
right.
How fresh was that horse? Well, sorry, not the horse. The
Cairneed?
Kearney. How fresh
Yeah.
was the corpse?
It looks like it happened within 24 hours. It didn't look old or rotten or anything like that. Yeah.
Brilliant. Okay, so that would be. So you roll up on a 10, don't you?
What's that?
You roll up on a 10.
You crit on a 10, but only if you
Oh.
get another 10.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Is that only for combat, Rob, or is it for
Yeah,
all
it's
rolls?
not with luck.
Okay.
Right. So yeah, so basically, it's just a 20. I'm just going to like dress the Kearney and just take part of the meat that hasn't been damaged by the bear attack, so we can at least have some fresh meat.
Oh, okay.
Then
Yeah,
I'm
yeah.
a hunter. I'm a hunter, so I might as well.
Oh, I love that idea.
Well, the-
Yeah, and absolutely
The bear
exploding
would have
dice
taken
on
like
that.
the liver and stuff, right? The bear would have taken all the good stuff first. And
Yeah.
we can maybe get some of the meat, yeah.
Yeah, but no, with a roll like that and with your experience as a hunter, Aegon can absolutely find some salvageable edibles off of this dead corpse, and it's only been less than 24 hours. It's not even beginning to rot yet, so, yep, well done. So you're able to get up there, get a fire going. You're in your cave. Aegon's even cooking up some Cairneed steaks for everyone. Morena brought some ale, from what I heard.
That's right.
Oh,
Quite
but
a
it's
bit.
fresh.
You know?
Oh, life out here doesn't have to be so bad after all.
Yes.
Yeah, I still have some of the stew that I brought too. I brought a little bit of stew.
This would almost make you think you'd want to travel more.
We just had a good luck, that's all.
Very good luck.
This is why. This is
big
why I've
bucks.
always enjoyed the wilds more than the towns.
Yes, between this and the village, I definitely prefer this, that's for sure.
If you have bad luck out here, at least, there's places you can run to. bad luck in the city and you just have a knife between your ribs.
Well, and you only have yourself to blame.
I'm guessing you've been others' bad luck a few times, Morella.
I prefer to stay on my own side of luck.
Fair enough.
Yeah, I would say everybody would be able to, unless there's particular conversations anyone needs to chat with each other about or plans or ideas, I would say you're able to get some good food, some safe rest in this cave. I love the idea that Agan kind of made a screen hiding the presence. I love the idea that the luck was high enough to make it a safe place that has things that you need. I love that Ned Weir thought to kind of scope it out first for any bones and things like, you had a perfect night. You got some well rest out in what might normally be kind of a rough atmosphere. But you get your rest, you wake up. Unfortunately, it is still raining. It's been storming through the night. In fact, half of the cave you can see kind of flooding up into the cave. If you didn't wake up when you did, you might have woke up wet, soaking.
Any dreams?
I was going to say, on that note...
Yeah, give me an occultism again.
That is... Hold on, I don't know how to count.
You got to use numbers.
It's hard.
Whoa,
it's
whoa,
really
whoa.
hard. Whatever
whoa.
8 plus 6 is.
What was that? I didn't hear what you said.
It's 8 plus 6, so
Is that 14?
14.
I had a Magientus make me this device.
Wow!
I think Leticia has one of those.
I do too. Hold on, mine is bigger.
The superior
Ooh,
item.
mine's bigger.
Ooh.
Yeah, Bracaria, nothing in particular, but again, you have that same odd lust feeling when you wake up, But again, no details, nothing in particular.
Okay.
And the rest of you obviously see it in her face.
Prakara,
Yeah.
any dreams last night?
I don't want to talk about it. She eyes Hagen. Just shut up.
Brad has a huge shitty grin. Just
You also shut up.
We should keep our eyes out in Jasper's, in the village of Jasper. I think something's waiting for us there. Or at least waiting for Bakara.
yeah. Based on my lack of dreams, not waiting for me.
Well, I think maybe she has the gift of prophecy and you don't.
It is true.
That's a shame.
She smiles at that and says, it is both a gift and a curse. Be careful with what you may wish for, but these dreams, again, are odd, considering I know they are from God.
Well, I stand by what I said. God's trying to get on your good side.
Does your god make judgments about such things?
About what things? About sex?
Aye? You say you find it odd that your god would send you things like that. Well, there are spirits for that sort of things.
I find it odd because it is not useful in our travels and our mission here. It tells me nothing. I see no faces. I see no man, no woman, no voices. Just the feeling.
It takes your mind off what you saw back at the village, that it has a use.
In fact,
I
it
think that's the point.
makes me concerned that I saw that, and then I had that dream, and then I had it again. And if we come to Jesper, what does that mean? Who will I see? What will I see? Is this truly an emotion meant for me? If it is, that would be much easier, but I do not believe that might always be the case. These things are nefarious at times, these dreams.
Well, you can only know as time comes.
Would you like an honest answer?
I would love one if that was directed to me.
If I think that I'm prophesizing having sex or having lust, then I would just do so. Again, I am not without my charms. I can absolutely find a partner in that, but why spend energy to send me a vision over such trivial matters?
Well,
Sure, all will come clear.
yes, and if your god knows more than you do, then presumably there may be things that you still have yet to know about all of these things that are unfolding about us.
Hopefully they are not a waste of time.
As you were fond of saying, God has a plan.
I would say dreams like that are never a waste of time, but don't investigate, in my opinion.
Just its meaning is strange.
Well, the sun's up. So should we be.
Right?
Fair.
By sunup, he means now there's like a slight glow to the gray outside
Yeah.
versus a blackness,
Yeah.
you know?
That's right.
Yeah, I would say that
Like
you're
the,
ready.
the anti-fill.
Exactly. Yeah, and if Nedware, as always, is kind of leading the travels as he is with side trails and such, Nedware, as you kind of remove the screening and kind of lead the group out, why don't you give me a perception? I'll even take it from Agan as well, because I know it was his idea to kind of put up the screen. I can imagine him helping break it all down as you guys are ready to exit. But
I feel like also we are a team. Like, I'm the guide, but like I also like lean on him as a pair of eyes out in the wild. Like, I
And
fully
honestly-
trust that Egan has great nature instincts.
And the fact that
Yeah.
all of you are in a group and it is a small, it's a cave, it's not like different rooms and stuff, I would take perception from anybody. If everybody wants to give me a perception, let's go for that. That does make sense, you know?
And it is like Nedwin says as well, because like when it comes down to the road, I totally implicitly trust him and let him do it all. But when it comes down to the wilderness, I know that we're both actually very skilled at this.
Yeah.
I got a 15.
Good, because I got a 6.
I got a 14.
So, sorry, perception wasn't it? This was.
Now, don't forget you got some
No, I'm
plus
struggling with
twos.
maths.
Use those plus twos, guys.
Hey.
13.
Thanks for the sub there. Yeah, Lutetia kind of hit what I was looking for. If you eat up one of those plus twos after the fact, so it becomes a plus 1, and that'll put you over what I need. If you want to burn one of those, and then I'll give it to Lutetia. Otherwise, you don't notice anything.
Might as well.
Please, someone take it.
Yeah. Is that me you were talking to? In which case, yes, I will do
Lutetia would
that.
need to do it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'll do
Because of her
it.
15. Good. Yeah. Then,
Yeah, burn those positives,
yeah, you got that. And as you're looking, maybe Agan, Nedware, more breaking down the cover, the rain, the weather, Bracaria, Morena talking about the dream. But Lutetia, you look out, and you clearly see a kind of circling around in the woods on the edge of where the path kind of enters this cave, kind of scurries around a big bear.
Oh, I grab both the guys and go, "Ooh, fuzzy, big, thing,
What?
bear?"
What? Oh,
Just start pointing at him.
Yeah, and now that Agan and Nedware can see it, you can clearly see this bear around on the edge of the woods, kind of out front of the cave. Maybe all of, 20 meters away or so. But close enough that like you can see it. It can see you. If it were to look, it hasn't noticed you at all. In fact, Agan, I would say, if you want to give me a natural environment, I can give you some details on what you see there. Being a hunter, I think this kind of fits in with you a bit.
Use those plus twos.
12.
Oh yeah, you have plus
Yes,
twos,
please.
and we are. It is getting
Alpha
towards the
Wild
end of the
Dude.
session. Yeah.
It was
Eat 'em all.
17
Oh.
without the plus twos.
Don't even need it. Don't even need it, Agan. This is right up your alley. You can tell this bear is. It's looking for food. You can tell it's kind of, scurrying around and kind of digging around, overturning things. It's scavenging for food.
We got much of that beast left from last night.
Yes.
Are you suggesting we give it our food?
I think it's better than dying.
I don't want to become food.
All right.
The only other way to deal with a bear is to come out big, making a lot of noise, drive it away. But if it's desperate, that might backfire on us.
I quite like the bear.
We're
I'd
in
like
the
to see it feed.
back end of winter. Food is still scarce. Give the bear an easy meal. It'll let us pass.
Well, I was saving this haunch for the road, but I guess it'll be our offering to the spirits of the forest. Hey, Egan.
Aye.
Well,
Better that.
So be it.
I'm just gonna hand it to him.
Go feed him.
Well volunteered.
He pushes him out the cave. Oh no.
Hey, thanks for the
Kind
follow.
of raise it to my mouth as if to take a bite, and I kind of look sad as I kind of realise that would be a bad idea. And,
Once it takes it, the rest of us need to.
Just everyone
Hot-footed.
scoots away.
Is everyone ready?
Behind a bush.
Brickera she's like ready to go.
Got the animals ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that was a clever idea, Egan. You can easily, toss the food out in an opposite direction that you want to travel, kind of getting its attention. I think you're right on the nose with this. You can tell the bear's hungry. If that's what you do, it would absolutely see it and go for it.
Yeah, I'll edge a bit closer to it to give these room to get away, and then throw it kind of near the bear, but in a way that takes it away from us.
Oh yeah, it doesn't even notice any of you. It just turns where the food landed and instantly gets on it and just starts ripping it up and eating it.
Also, I have to point out what PW here. Messed up with Bear Nation.
Bear Nation. Yeah, I like that.
I'm gonna very quickly. Sorry.
Oh no, go ahead.
I'll take a stone, and in the wall, like on the outside of the cave, I'll just like scratch into the stone the variable sign for bear.
I like that. Okay.
We race off.
Yep, giving future warning to other varigals. Now they know there's a bear in the area. Egan, great idea. Feeding the bear. It's focused on the food as the rest of you are able to kind of make your way out of the cave, taking the care needs with you, and kind of head the north side of the path, heading off into the woods towards the river, where now you can kind of head north in the path towards Jespervale. You hit that main path and you're heading up towards Jespervale as the storm continues to downpour.
Brickera really wants to pet the bear, but will not pet the bear.
Don't.
Kara.
We keep dragging her. Stop trying to pet the bear.
It's cute. It's round. It has tiny ears.
Yes, that means it's well fed and knows how to get more food.
You won't think its claws are cute?
I think they're a little bit cute.
I'm somehow not surprised by this.
Ergon is very solemnly munching on these dried fruit and nuts and missing the meat already.
Missing the meat.
Yeah.
If he looks obviously sullen, Brickera will she purchased some frugal meals before they had left Austin by, and then we'll offer one to him.
Bless you. Thank you.
She just sort of like shakes her head at this and then carries on.
Well, I think, he's a hunter from the wilds. There's not much that's going to substitute for raw meat for fresh meat for his type,
Better than fruit and nuts.
He's essentially a bear.
Look at those furs. You could be forgiven.
Yeah, we don't yet know they're not attached. We're growing right out of him.
No, I saw him. He had them. He was down to his skivvies in front of the fire, drying them after that Fionn attack. They do come up.
Attached? Oh,
That was his body by the fire? That was him?
Yeah,
Wow.
he was down to his
He's a pale man.
small clothes.
Well, we'll take your word for it, Nedbeer.
Thought one saw a ghost, eh?
Exactly. What furs are these, by the way?
First, this is a bear. I killed this one with my bare hands.
Bare hands!
And this one here, this was taken from a wolf. There was a pack of 3. But There were other hunters with me. It was not just me alone.
You got it with your wolf hands, so it doesn't look quite as well.
Yeah, it's not so good.
And how many vicious rabbits did you have to fight off to line your boots?
Just the one, but it was a killer rabbit. The worst fiend I've ever faced.
I've heard they can be quite dangerous.
Sharp, pointy teeth.
They'll nibble you. Give him half a chance.
Nice. Yeah. Thanks, PWB. Yeah, we got a bunch of +2s. I don't know that it's 8. I thought it was 6. I think they used.
We used a couple, I think.
Yeah, a couple of those from the last one that
Been
went.
using a couple, yeah.
But Cold Drake gave a +2. I want to make sure you guys track that one just recently too.
Okay.
But yeah, as you travel through, you head out from the cave. It only maybe a few hours of travel as the rain starts to finally lighten up, and you start making your way into Jespervale. The woods kind of open up a bit as the mood kind of changes and the sun starts kind of cracking through some of the clouds. You can even hear some of the birds chirping and just the atmosphere kind of changing. I'm going to bring up the map of Jespervale one more time as now you kind of get up through the fens where it's kind of swamp land and things. The path kind of cuts through that. Off to the left are the Morel mines that are where they get materials and things. You kind of get up towards the village of Jesper. I want to bring up just the village of Jesper here. Shout out to PWB. Check out that map.
Gorgeous maps again.
What's that?
Gorgeous maps again.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, PWB does killer work. Everybody, make sure you hit up PWB. He's very approachable and a nice guy. Does great work. You can find him in the Cybernation Uncensored Discord, anywhere online. But yeah, hit him up. He absolutely can do commission work, all kinds of maps and stuff. And believe it, this is just some of the
hand-drawn. They're gorgeous.
Some of the stuff he can do. Oh, all hand-drawn. And this is just some of the stuff.
Amazing.
You should see the stuff he does of like lands and things. This is kind of zoomed in village work, but just amazing work. I mean, look at that Jespervale one too. Just kind of setting a style. Just amazing work. But yeah, you kind of approach this village, and it's as I described, a bit similar in size to Braithen, maybe slightly larger, slightly more modern, just in the sense of the fencing, the security. Just the general area. It's not deep in the woods. You can tell the area has kind of been cleared out with paths leading to the Morel mines, going off into the swamps, heading further north and northwest off into Tulg, into the city paths. But as you approach, you get up towards the front gate. You make your way out along the side, passing what looks like some type of factory or Magientus laboratory, very similar to the setup in Braithen. But you make your way up to the front, and now you're up to the front gates. It looks like there's 4 guards, a couple up in the side towers, this wall being a little larger than the Braithen barricades, and then 2 guards down by the base. But yeah, that's what you see as you approach. Anything in particular before you approach this gate? Any conversations with each other, or are we already there?
Go ahead.
I was going to say, first, yes. Are there any buried heads sticking out of the ground?
No.
Or anything likewise?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, you don't see any hanging bodies, no stoned to death heads poking out of the ground, anything like that. Yeah, you're just coming up on the gate, and you basically just see, 2 guards posted up there. And as you approach, welcome. What brings you to Jesper?
Travel.
Visiting.
Well met.
Travel and visiting.
Aye. We travel under the seal of Osterby.
Oh, Seal of Osterby. Can I official paperwork then? He reaches out.
Aye. I'm the Varigal leading this expedition on behalf of the king. We've come to investigate a disruption of trade in the area.
Oh, disruption of trade. Okay, very well. He starts looking over the paperwork. This seems all in line with Osterby. As you said, welcome to Jesper. If there's anything you need.
Can you point us in the direction of lodgings?
Sure. You can hit up the Noble Opal. It's just inside the gates. Open the gates! You see the 2 on the top kind of reaching down, giving a gesture. You hear some cranking noises as the the front gate kind of opens up. You see 2 more guards on the inside standing there, kind of working mechanics as this gate just opens up into the village. And it's as I kind of showed before. I'll bring up the map again. But you come in and you're faced right in the front with this big church. You can see symbolism of the one god coming from Tulg and that dukedom and that part of Tre Kazel. You know that they follow the church and religion in that sense. They're not set forth in the Magientis or in the south where it's kind of the old school. In the center of that, you can see what looks like some type of sacred circle or something in a pattern. To the side of that, you can see some grain silos. Beyond that, some stables. You can see the village hall. Some people gathered up around there, kind of like talking in a group. You can also see what he mentioned, the noble opal. You can see the sort of mining tools and a cross with this sort of ore emblem with like shining lines coming out from it. It says noble opal, the inn. But that's what you see as you enter the village, and people coming and going, doing things.
Once again, delivered you safely across the wilds.
You indeed keeps your word.
Well, lad, you've done well. As always.
Well,
I don't. Nobody will live to hear about it, so.
We should probably find a base by which we may operate, as they may say.
I'll point at the noble opal. Seems as good a place as any.
Yes?
Well, that depends on their ale, I guess.
Well, that goes without saying.
Aye. Lutetia, will you help me stable these cannons?
Yes. Let's get them all tied up over here.
Yeah, you can go over
Yeah,
to the
we'll leave
stables.
them over to the stables and
Yeah, you go there.
have them boarded and brushed down, fed properly. Yeah.
Exactly. That's what I was going to say. A couple stable workers come up instantly, kind of taking the reins, looking, and start petting them down. I would say I don't have it right in front of me. What was it? The silver dowels, the dowels, the lesser. Look at your sheet, please. Is it the silver?
Frost?
Ember, azure, and frost. Ember, azure.
Oh,
and
then
frost.
it's amber. Yeah, they just say it's a couple ambers. To keep both of them overnight. They'll feed them, brush them down. They'll even do repairs to the harnesses.
I tell them I'll cover it. I'll cover it.
And I'll just get like a vibe off them from their conversation. If they seem like casual, if they seem on edge, if they seem like just what's the general kind of like. We're not going to ask any probing questions. Just see if.
Oh yeah, no, they seem friendly.
What the vibe is.
Yeah, they seem friendly. Doing some business here. They don't seem weird on travelers coming here. Not the type of vibe when you first entered Braithen. Here just seems like a normal village. Yeah, normal.
Great.
Also, shout out to the Wookiee Kev in chat. He's our graphics manager, the one I mentioned earlier in the stream when I gave him a shout out for making the overlay and the promos and stuff. Yeah, excellent work. Shout out to the Wookiee Kev. I'm glad you could tune in. But yeah, you very friendly. They take that. Lutetia pays for it. They take it in, and the rest of you are gathered up now. The care needs are being taken care of.
Bracara would be looking around for anybody who might be stopping and looking at them for a little too long.
No one really. People are coming and going. You see some workers over by the silos. Like I said, you see a group of people down what looks like some type of town hall on the other end of the village, kind of gathered up. But other than that, people are kind of working and doing their thing. We'll say by now it's like kind of mid-afternoon. So, yeah.
Would we get a sense, is this a big enough place that there would be kind of other tourists and travelers about more regularly so than our last stop?
There could be. Like I said,
Okay.
You noticed that they didn't seem to give you guys any attitude or weirdness when you entered. It was like normal traveling through, stopping by a village. Yeah.
Okay.
I imagine they're probably getting more visitors from Tolg and stuff. They're less isolated.
Yeah, and like Nedweir and Lutetia, with your experience in here, like this town is run by Reginald and his wife. Let me get these names down just to really get them in. But Yeah, this one's run by Reginald and Bedelia MacLatoral, and you know that Reginald is brother to Princess Cortessa MacLatoral, who runs Tolg. So absolutely, they probably, get a little more funding than villages like Braithen. They probably get a little more travels and things. Yeah. Plus, they run the morale mine.
If I saw that map correctly, it looked like there was a big building outside the gates as well, which is his residence.
Yeah. You didn't really notice that coming in, because I imagine you're coming in from the west side of this map, traveling on this side, right? But maybe coming in the front gate. I'll give that a little bit, but you do see what looks like some type of big building under construction. Looks like the beginnings of a possible palace or something. Yeah.
I was just thinking, because if there was something like that there, then he might get city folk occasionally visiting him that might just go into the town.
Yeah, so what's everyone doing? The day's kind of, everyone's carrying on like a normal village. Where does everyone want to go? What do you want to do?
Ricara's pretty curious about what's going on at that town hall type situation. If people are gathered up over there.
Yeah, you make your way over. There's a bunch of people gathered up. It looks like they're doing some type of auction trade sort of thing. Like, it looks like some people are trading some, textiles and fabrics and things. It looks like somebody else is auctioning off some grains and supplies that they have. It looks like the village is kind of doing some type of trade or auction thing.
Anybody look particularly striking?
Nothing in particular. No one really stands out. Just looks like normal villagers and yeah.
Okay. Well, Ricara will sort of shrug and return, with the rest of the party and say, well, should we have an ale?
I would like to get set up. It makes me feel more comfortable knowing where our sleeping is going to happen.
Aye, and a cold ale and warm food.
Yes.
I agree with that. We should go find an inn first before we explore the town.
Noble Opal.
Yeah, I imagine start heading over in that direction.
Yeah, you can do that. You make your way over to the Noble Opal, and yeah, you go inside, and it's actually pretty busy. There's a few people in there hanging out, eating, having some drinks. You see a middle-aged woman behind the counter kind of serving people, a middle-aged man next to her also doing the same, cleaning up. The second you guys enter, she looks towards you and just says, "Oh, have a seat. We have plenty of ale and food and room if you need it."
Wonderful news.
All right. I'll pick a table that we can see the rest of the common room from.
Good call.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you do that. You take a seat, and not long after, she comes over, introduces herself. "I'm Sabina. Whatever you want. We have plenty of drink, plenty of food. If you need a place to stay for the night, that as well."
Yes to all of that, please.
Okay, very well. What brings you to Jesper?
Right.
Exploring your town. We like to talk with your mendientes. I would.
Oh, okay. You look very similar in studies. I'm sure you would get along with him very well. His name's Cornell. He comes into town almost daily. He might be over dealing with the daily trades. They tend to do trades with different wares and things. He might be over there.
Do you know? Does he have any assistants?
I'm not sure. I don't think so. I know he had an apprentice long ago when they first set up, but I think he's been running on his own for some time.
Ah, I see. Thank you.
Did you see the work he did on the gate? Those gate mechanics. He made all of that for us.
The apprentice or the main?
The magientist, Cornell.
Correct. Very impressive.
There's never cease. I've been looking out as we travel for a couple of acquaintances of mine who travel this way. They travel as a pair, the two of them. They would have come this way a few weeks back, perhaps. They get about as mercenaries. They may try to hire themselves on as as guards or something, or they may have offered their service to the Magiantis. Does it ring a bell?
Oh, well, if you're looking for any type of mercenary hire, I'd suggest go check out the Morel mines. Some mercenaries are known to hang out there and offer their hire, and well, some of the local younglings have been known to go out there. The old mines have been kind of called the make out mines by the youngins, but the mercs have been known to camp there and offer their services. I know Reginald, he's not too fond of their services in town, so they don't frequent the village too much.
Marina would shoot a look at Bricara.
Bricara would shoot a look back and then look over and say, I'm sorry, what did you call these mines?
Oh, the old Morel mines.
After that, the after part of that,
What the young people do.
what the young people talk
yes,
about.
the younglings. They call it make out mines. They've been going there since back before I was a youngling myself. Not that I would ever go there at all. She looks over and you see the middle-aged man that was there look over and laugh. Honey, I think that's where we met actually.
Oh,
He goes back to cleaning the counter.
Bricara will smile, but it is awkward and forced, and say, of course, that's so sweet. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, what would you? She looks back to you, Nedware. So you came all the way to Jesper to hire some mercenaries?
No, that's just a personal errand. We're here from Ostaboy. Winter's ending, and we're here to make sure that trade flows south as it should.
Well, all the way from Ostabai. Do you bring any news from Ostabai? I haven't been there in forever. How is the city?
Fares well under the Magiantis care. There are great lifts and such have made the city much improved.
Yeah, well, I heard there was a big accident in the university too. Last I was there, it was still running, but I heard that there was a big explosion or something.
Well, you'll have to ask our Magiantis about that.
Oh.
Yeah, thanks for bringing that up.
Well, I know it's a sore story for Magiensis everywhere, but quite an event from what I heard.
I was there for that. I was there for that event. I know all too well of that event. I have the scarring to prove it on my backside from that event.
Oh. Well, I hope to go back to Ostabai sometime eventually again. I know that the trade there is very well. It's just been a thriving city from what I've heard, but I rarely get over to that side.
Beautiful place to visit, but it does wear after a while.
Yeah, I can understand that, but okay, I'll stop keeping you up here. Here's some drinks, some food. You can have room for board. She looks towards you, Morena, and yes, just anything you need. Again, my name's Sabina. This is my husband Reginald. Anything you need, just ask us, and we're here to help.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you, lass.
Oh, sorry, Benny.
I was gonna say, is the prince running the bar?
No. Yeah, Sabina and Benny. Sorry.
The moment she walks away, she's going to look to the rest of the group and say, "See, there is purpose behind these visions that God has given me."
And you were worried there wouldn't be.
I never was worried, not even for a moment. She's clearly lying.
Yes, well, it's good you carry around so much confidence.
Of course, naturally. I suppose we have a place to start.
I would say.
Your God leads us by the nose.
By something.
Aye.
She's gonna just kind of glare at all of you, except for Leticia, because she's a precious angel baby. And just sort of shake her head and say, he works in strange ways, does he not? But his word is truth. You have to trust me on that.
Well,
Folk here seem to agree with you. They've raised a church in his name.
I believe I might be due for communion, but I fear the repercussions of that as well. She sort of kind of darts her eyes around.
well, better late than never. You've been busy after all.
Busy is a word.
Yes.
Yeah, so you're able to eat some food, get some drink, kind of what's considered, I guess, lunch or midday, right? You're able to get a couple rooms, maybe a room for Leticia, Morena, and Bracara, maybe a room for Aegon and Nedweir. So you do have a place to stay tonight if need be. But yeah, you're able to kind of streamline that and have your lunch and you're done. What's the plan?
Time left in the day to visit the mines.
I would imagine that the
Yeah.
make-out mines are more of an evening type thing.
Oh,
Late
that's
night.
true.
We
If we're following the lustful feelings, then perhaps it's a better time to aim for.
it begs the question, would we want to go there when they're more populated or less so?
But are we looking for making out teenagers or the mercenaries?
Mercenaries.
Imagine the mercenaries would visit during making out teenager hour, but I don't know their preferences, so.
We don't know why she has these visions, but they gave us a great boon just 2 days ago. So maybe we just continue to follow them and trust that something falls in our lap from it.
Nedweir. We do know why I get the visions.
Because God loves you.
No. Well, it's hard to say if he's malevolent or not, but because he speaks
Oh,
to
that's
me.
true. Well, my
Much
point
prefer
being,
less
he seemed to
malevolence.
want to help you last time. So maybe he's trying the same again.
Possibly.
And he points to lust and desire, so
Well,
go when that's at its height.
I suppose. That is what the dreams gave me. So who are we to deny it either?
Well,
Aye. And our friend here is good at creeping around in the
I-
wee hours.
I do hope you're referring to me.
Aye.
Well, name the time that you would like to visit, and I'll follow along, or lead the way, depending. But I'll have you know, I'm not interested in making out teenagers. I cannot promise I will not shoo them away.
Well, I don't think
Well,
any of us really want to see that, but shooing is probably for the best.
Agreed, especially if there are mercenaries hanging out over there.
It could all be for North, but best to follow whatever clues we have.
Well, it's as good a
Aye.
start as any.
Seems the best we have for now.
Agreed.
Yeah, you can easily make travel over to there. It's not far at all. It would only take less than an hour of walking through there, and this area is somewhat cleared out. They work from the mines. There's paths going to the mines, but yeah, as you make your way over there, it does get more and more desolate in the sense that around the village is kind of hustle and bustle, a bit more modern. As you're getting towards the mines, you can tell this is kind of where they were working out of. And doing such, it's kind of outside of the way. I'll bring up that Jesper Vale map one more time. And you can kind of see where the Morel mines are off to the west of the village of Jesper. But you make your way over there. You start approaching. You can see the entrance to the mines. It looks like there's like 3 different entrances to the mines, like 2 normal size ones, and then to the right there's a smaller one.
Bracara will point out to the smaller one and say, there.
Well, no time to waste, I suppose.
Someone knows around. Brakera? Not Brakera. Marana, perhaps you want to do your little footpad thing?
I will.
Right,
I will.
lead the way, lass.
Yeah, Morena,
Yes.
give me a stealth as you do a little reconnaissance. Maybe you
Yeah, I'm
use
gonna
those.
indicate to all of them to hang back.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is a moment for a rogue to try to shine and sneak in these caves.
Well, we don't want to. We don't want to.
Don't forget-
if we don't want to spook anyone,
+2s. Don't forget,
Or
you got a
do
bunch of
we?
them.
I'll take one.
or do we? Yeah. I mean, if you don't want to spook them, sneaking up on them's going to be the way to do it. So.
That sounds so Morena too.
Boo.
Boo with a dagger to the neck.
18.
What was it?
18.
Nice. Yeah, you make your way through this smaller cave, and what you notice is in this smaller cave, it definitely looks less traveled. This one looks like it might be an older pre-drill or something. It's large enough to walk through, maybe 3-4 people wide, but not like the larger 2 caves that look maybe more for working and excavating. As you go in here, you find some empty old bottles of ale. You can see some old furs kind of piled up on the side of one rock. You can see some like carvings on the side of the cave, like this name plus this name written in a heart sort of thing. Like you're definitely getting a feeling that this is make out mine or something to that effect. It definitely goes deeper and deeper. It starts to curve around a bit. And as you go further up, you actually can see what looks like a flickering light up ahead where this smaller mine kind of curves off to the left.
I guess I'll sneak a bit closer. Is there a way, like, is it set up in a way that it looks like I could, it doesn't just open straight in, but I could like get closer and peek around?
Yeah, you absolutely could. And you have such a good stealth. You don't even need to re-roll or anything. You can creep up along the side, kind of look around into there, and you can kind of see where this smaller cave opens up and attaches to the next larger sort of mine cave that goes in, and you can see where it further goes deep. But it opens up into the side. You see kind of like what looks like a service ramp or something on the other side of the mine going up the length of it. It looks like there's like some type of little fire or something going on up there because you can see a flickering light. You can see a couple shadows of people moving up there. And it looks like where that ramp goes up, there's like a side tunnel or something that further goes. But you definitely see like some type of fire, flickering light, some shadows of people. Can't get any details though from here.
From the ale bottles and other signs of life, does it look, you said it looks like, how long ago had probably the young folk been there?
Those look pretty old. Those bottles, are covered in dirt and stuff. Had to have been a while since anyone was on that side of the cave making out or anything like that, it would appear.
What a shame. Okay, so Morana will kind of backtrack and go back out to meet up with everyone else. Well, it looks like there's been no making out for some time, but I did see fire as well as some shadows of the non-making out variety. Seems like we may have found the hiding place for our mercenary friends.
Excellent.
There seem many ways for them to flee deeper into the mines.
Well, there are a few curving paths, and I got as close as I could without alerting to my presence. But I didn't see any other paths that seemed to lead to an exit. From what I could
We don't want them slipping away on us, do we?
I get the sense if we go in a quiet manner, Ron shoots a look to Letitia, that we likely would be able to get the jump on them.
Odd enough plan.
Brakera is eager to get in back for being the jerk, and will look over to him and say, "Reconnaissance, perhaps undercover."
I was just thinking you guys need to play as couples and go in there.
Now, listen. It could.
If you're talking to me, lass, I make more. I'm much more fleet of foot than my size make you belay, but may show.
I'm also much more believable as a shadow than a making out teenager.
Bracara is most disappointed that she didn't make anybody squirm.
No, I say we don't try any tricksy business beyond getting close enough to jump them before they get away.
For what it's worth, and looking at Bracara, once we do get the jump on them, if you want to make out with either of them after we get our answers and such, or if perhaps that will get some answers, then
If you only want us to maim them for you.
I have my way of getting the answers. We all know this.
I love a good maiming.
Mine is more of the breaking of the mind than the body.
No, maiming of the mind. Wonderful.
All right. Well, Marana, maybe you lead the way.
Aye. And she'll start back in.
Yeah, you start back in, the rest following behind her. The one thing I want to note is as you enter this smaller cave, Bracaria, you get just a weird, once again, a weird sort of deja vu feeling, like you've been here before. Something was definitely telling you to come here and check this area out, or come here. It's that lustful sort of feeling is coming back over again, like this is the area for some reason that you were supposed to come to. But
this is the worst opportune time to feel that way.
It is. It is. But it's there, and it's connecting the dream to, you feel like you were supposed to come here. But yeah, you all enter the mine. I would like everyone to give me a stealth, except for Morena, who had such an excellent stealth earlier. She's leading the way. She's doing amazing. But I just want to make sure everyone else can follow suit. Don't forget, there's +2s if you need.
Before we go into the mine, so before we start stuffing, I am just going to turn to Nedwin and say, this looks just like the place where I saw that killer rabbit.
Oh no!
Just kind of chuckle as I walk in.
I'm going to use a
take a
+2. Yeah, because I definitely going to need one.
Yeah.
I don't think a +2 is going to help me.
Yeah, if you do, just make sure you deduct it from the total. I think you were up to 9 now.
Yes,
Double check
we'll
that.
take those.
I've lost stuff.
Yeah, because Bronx Smash gave another one after that other one, and I don't think you used one. Oh, no, you did use one, didn't you?
I think so,
Morena?
It's a
yeah.
half of
Morena.
one.
Oh, half. That's
I
right.
used one.
We used a full one
Yeah.
to get a half one. Okay, so I think you're back to 8 or 7 right now. Either way, you
Yes,
have
we'll
to
probably
Everyone
use
use
one.
them. Everyone.
Yeah.
I will
Everyone
also, I will also use one, which brings me to a grand total of 7.
Okay.
Great
I got
work.
a 13 using it.
Moreno or Nedweir, what did you get?
15.
And Agan?
16 without using one.
Nice. Yeah, all of you did excellent as you come through the cave. And you sneak up, and Morena leads up around the corner, able to kind of point out the flickering light and some shadows and stuff up there, and you clearly can see, like, this small cave kind of curves around, hits this big open mine that furthers, but across this big open path, you can see on the other side of the wall where it goes up into the side tunnel, and that's where flickering light and some shadows of a couple people you can kind of see. And right when all of you notice, and Morena kind of points it out, you hear Bracara behind you, maybe say something like, I feel like I've been here before, and it kind of stumbles on a broken bottle, and it shatters and makes a loud noise. It echoes through the cave.
Anyone
and
else
echoing,
feeling kind of warm?
and then all of a sudden, up in those shadows and where the flame is, you see those shadows kind of like move and tuck in the side of the cave. And what was that? Who's there? Who's in here? And kind of like yell out towards your direction. And this is where we'll end our session.
I knew it was coming. I knew it.
No!
Yeah.
Well, there you have it. Yeah, I had to make that poor stealth roll fall on Bracara, kind of.
It's okay.
I shot a glance to the wrong person.
It's okay.
You thought it was going to be me.
Yeah, that's right.
Sorry,
I
guys.
thought Letitia would just go up and be like, I want to pet this.
I like PWB's idea. Moo like a bear and throw the mercs off. Wait, do bears moo?
I'm a bear. Ah.
I'm a bear. It would be like that guy that says, "I'm a snake," but you're a bear. How would you do that? I don't know. Anyways, great session from the team. Absolutely some sticky moments where I think you guys thought of really clever things. And I love that Shadows of Esteren, you lean more into the role play and ideas. You only roll when you have to. I call on it often for fun stuff. But you guys definitely had moments where, like, I was going to throw some wrenches in the works. There might have been some things. And you guys thought of clever things before we even got there. I mean, just super clever stuff. I love it.
This game is like be prepared, otherwise you will get totally screwed over.
Totally.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Makes you really paranoid.
And I think coming up with the idea to get the villagers help with that Fionn, with the fire and getting all of them to do it, I can tell you that that encounter could have been a hell of a lot worse based on like, look at your wolf encounter, right? Look at the potential fight in the thing.
Yep.
Like, you can easily take damage. You can take a lot from like small things. Like a Fionn is definitely gonna have a lot of HP, take a lot of damage. It's gonna be powerful. It's gonna do what it does. It would have taken a lot to make that happen. But you expedited the hell out of that with that clever idea, and then had a great role to get, for a Varigal, and then to convince them all to kind of jump in and do that. It expedited the amount of damage that it required to make it retreat in the way it did, and then got you on the good side of all the villagers and stuff. I just thought that whole scene was so great. Yeah.
That was really good. It kind of forces you to be a little bit creative and think about your surroundings a little bit more than you would say in like a traditional, like in D&D, where you're just rolling just to hit.
Yeah, totally.
It became pretty clear initially that like just fighting it straight up was just not gonna work. Yeah.
It's
just great. I love terrifying things.
Collaborative storytelling at its best. Everyone kind of
It really is
putting into it. It's beautiful.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's what I love about it. Like, Shadows of Esteren is so collaborative, and like I said, the straight up in the book it says, like, if you can avoid rolling dice, do it. Like, if someone's role playing out what they're doing, like, lean into that. And like, I love that. It's such a great story to be told. And like, even within clues, like, just the way that I can drop an encounter and then you can make it what it is. And like,
it's good stuff.
Yeah, it's so good. And also, like,
we're also getting those relations and stuff are all working out as now as well. Yeah,
absolutely. Yeah, and the foreshadowing with the dream stuff and like having a cultist on the team, like, I really love how that's been playing in. It's fun.
I love it. I love Rick Harris so much.
Yeah, it's a lot of fun. But everybody did excellent. Thanks so much for playing. Thanks so much for chat. Gifting subs, following all that.
You've all been awesome. Thank you.
All the +2s, and then like Diamond Dust and others like hooking me up with some -2s that I get to use. I'm like, it was just, I love when chat's involved. So cool. So thank you so much, chat, for tuning in and being part of our story. We really appreciate that. We're here on the last Monday of every month, so make sure you make it a plan to be here. We have plenty of other games going on throughout the week. Make sure you check out Cybernation Uncensored. Check out everybody. Everybody here does streaming. Little Bone streams all the time. Rockette Fox has her own brand. Awesome merchandise and stuff. As Phil said, he's part of Roll to Cast. Check that out. Me and Val have been running Cybernation Uncensored since day one. Check that out. And if you haven't seen Sirenscape, like Steve mentioned, you need to go do that. It's an awesome tool. So definitely show all of us some love. We would really appreciate that, and we'll see you next time. Take care, everybody.
Next time.
Cybernation